minutes in, they go for 20 odd.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Right. Hello, mate. Sorry, I ignored you last time.
No, you were going to check.
No, we'll be fine.
Make sure they're up to date.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Team manager?
Yes.
Yeah, good idea.
You're team manager, are you?
Yes.
Oh, brilliant. I didn't have to go far. Awesome. Just want to check. I'll copy that. Yep. Just want to check the team just to see if there's been any changes.
No changes.
No, that's all good. Yeah. Perfect. No worries.
Double footy race this week, Pally?
Cool. No worries. I think you only changed
Always
last
prefer.
week where now we'll go
Okay,
all
so
the
we're on doing it.
Yeah, correct. Perfect.
No worries. Alright, see you later on.
Alright, okay, good luck.
Yes, thank you.
Right, next round, Nikhil.
Vale had another behind last.
We didn't get the all clear from the umpire, so we thought it must have been perfect.
Yeah, I just double checked the time connectors and they said no. 4-2, 4-1.
Assuming the top two was right there.
Well, actually, true. Yeah, I popped in Dev and he said he dropped it off. That's when you just get that's when I got.
couldn't control the video.
That's alright. Oh, thank you. That was quick than I expected.
Yeah. But on his face, I don't want him to be on the glass. On his face, he's more like the sun.
Are you talking about a skin colour?
Yes, yes.
Like I said, she's stressed out from cheering, coaching and cheering.
They won it.
Well, the 13 A's did, but the A2's lost like 5 or something like that. But they won the A4s by about...
They lost the 17.
Oh, was that close?
Yeah.
I knew Long Plains had won, but I didn't know how much.
Yeah, I think it was only 2 of them.
Yeah, I should get the netball scoring fun, I suppose.
You could, win 12 straight or something.
Well, some of it is. Yeah, they've had some of it.
A2, little bit of kicks. A2, 2 minutes left. I don't know what way they played Hummocks and beat them. Here it is, thank you. Yeah.
They are.
You don't have to.
Trying not to have the line at the end there is just bloody ridiculous.
I'm joking now that we all run in the other counter. They got chips and a chocolate bar and they were backing a lot shorter time than I thought.
Good luck out there, Ian, today.
Oh, we'll be right.
I got rock behind me.
Have you?
Yep. Got a critic.
Is he going to watch you, is he?
Hit him with that special little Ian.
Oh, just a twinkle in the eye.
Just right over the shop.
Listen to
The
what I
packed
say.
shop.
I'm off.
Yeah, you got to work out. Because my little footy sort of covers it a bit. Yeah, you got to remember that.
All the way to the way.
These schools online in the city.
We're all right on the easy job.
They got to get those big sticks.
Actually, they're not bad, are they?
Yeah, no, these are good sticks though.
Yeah, the little sign one over there.
Makes a big difference.
Yeah.
All she had was a float.
Now, as a commentator, how much time I spend watching you guys?
I was going to say before we walk out, don't look at us, all right? Keep the camera off us.
No, that's
Kelly will love it on him. He'll love it on him.
That'll be
any
appreciated.
set shot. I reckon I'm looking at you more on the kicker because I'm watching exactly where you guys are going.
We could be mic'd up and you could give us some guidance if we're a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, no pressure, but my eyes are all over you. As soon as that's marked 30 metres out, I'm barely watching the kicker. I'm watching you guys. Yeah.
You see, me, I watch his foot.
Yeah, yeah.
As soon as the ball hits your foot,
Yeah.
they know where the ball's gone.
No, for sure.
They're looking down the barrel.
So I've been, even last week it happened, being victim to some premature celebrations from players.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the umpire goes, nah.
Other way around. Did you do it last week?
Yeah, I've done bar a couple of days.
What do you think of the one last week?
The first goal of the game?
This is a Hamley.
At Hamley, yeah.
It was down the, I'll call it the, I'll say the southern end,
Yeah, yeah,
where they come in, or used to come in for the cars.
yeah.
All you hear is this,
Yeah. Yeah.
never deviated.
Yeah.
And I'm going, stuck your head right, that's the place, that's the point.
Yeah.
And I actually did it around the wrong way, did that, and then touched the post, and then went and got me flags. Tim, he's this bloke here,
Yeah.
he's got 2 flags in the air.
Yeah, there you go.
And I'm going, no.
Yeah, no. The one that got me was the very first goal of the game. Going to broadcast on was this end of the ground. It was Ned's second team close to the boundary, and I was sitting right behind it. I swear to God, it went through the point. And goal on pass signal. So that was again, I fell victim to watching the ball and not the goal.
That was the first goal in the first quarter. Yeah.
I reckon it was his second one, wasn't it?
No,
First one went straight through. The second one.
Oh no!
I reckon I watched it.
And Rising something.
Where is it?
I think
He
it's
said,
Tyson
oh, that's a
Stadium.
one.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I think
It's just
All
faded
the
away.
finals have been playing at Sample Grounds, haven't they?
I think Div 2 is at Norwood Oval.
Excuse me,
Yeah,
James.
yeah, it is.
You
Yeah,
know,
a bunch
You
of
can
them.
turn that off. I didn't turn it off because I wasn't sure what to do with it. It's a nice small game.
I did.
South Adelaide?
No, I haven't done sample with it.
Oh,
no,
oh,
no. No, I did the Barossa Women's Grand Final a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, no, I haven't. I got asked to commentate some sample a couple of years ago, but
$162.
Yeah, that's the money, I reckon.
and unless I can get guaranteed, say, centrals every week, it's just a bit too much trouble.
Oh, you got to have it.
Yeah, right. She on the premiership side this year, or?
No. She
No.
didn't play that. Didn't play.
Yeah.
That was their third grand final.
Yeah.
3 in a row.
Yeah.
She was in the first 2.
Yeah, there you go.
no matter what you do, there's going to be dozens of companies.
Well, she
I
had the
think
name.
there's 3 gates next week.
Yeah.
Grand final.
There's two walk-in and one
She's
right.
named Bill Wedding.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I'll just put these in your bag.
So it's our name.
Yeah, I didn't want to put it in there just in case it turned off. It seems like there's more note.
But he's passed. He was a normal.
Yeah, that's all. I thought normal when you said that. Yeah. As a kid, I used to grow up and read a lot about sample and VFLA football. So even if I haven't watched them, I've read it somewhere usually.
Whereabouts you travelling from to do this league?
I'm Freeling.
You're Freeling, aren't you?
Yeah. So so not too. Most of the time, it's not too far.
Yeah. They've talked about them wanting to come over.
Sorry.
There's talks that they want to come over this league.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it. Yeah. I've heard a bunch of different conflicting things. So yeah, I don't know.
Another
I
long
think
season
definitely
as well.
Freeling wants to.
Good
Yeah.
system.
I played for their Resies a few years ago, and their Resies have gotten better. I mean, they've won 4 games this year, which is by far. How do you get it back up?
after at the end of the first quarter, there was a shot for goal at the end of the after the siren in the first quarter, and he stood right next to him. Exactly the same. Yeah, no one says it there.
Can you just leave that there? Just flip it on you. So flip on. Yeah. I just wasn't too sure. I was psyching myself out. Sure. Yeah, let me know when you're ready and I can count you in. Because I see them, they're out. At least Mallala's out.
See if Les comes down in the set.
He's still there. Cool.
About 30.
Your internal clock must be on the dollar because I was watching my watch the whole time and you set it at 30. Okay. 15 seconds.
So come on, Will. What's the idea of kneeling down? What's going on there, mate?
10.
It's like this. I'm policing half.
Yeah, but why so close? What happens if you got kicked in the head? What happens if you got kicked in the head with the ball?
Has arrived, and this afternoon, two sides will be duking it out to reach the grand final next week against the mighty Two Wells Roosters. The Magpies will be licking their wounds after a heavy defeat last week, while the Eagles are fresh off the break after winning their way through to this match a fortnight ago. Hello and welcome to the APFL prelim final between Mallala and Hummocks, live and free on Filming Footy. My name's Lewis McKenna. I'm joined by expert commentator as well, Les Pearson, and well, Les, he's currently getting mic'd up at the moment, so we'll throw to him in a second. But a beautiful day here, as you can see on camera, just crystal clear blue skies. And Les, you've been up there watching the Rezzies as well, mate. It's a beautiful day here.
In terms of conditions you'd want for a finals contest, you know, this would be high on the Christmas wish list, wouldn't it?
Absolutely it would. It's just stunning out there. The clouds have kind of gone away over the last hour or so, and we have had 3 games prior to this A-grade game as well, and we'll go over the results of that one. So under 14s of the junior Colts, it was Anglevale getting the win over United, so that sets up a grand final next week between Virginia and Anglevale. The under 17s in the senior Colts, it was Anglevale getting the win again against Virginia, so Two Wells versus Anglevale in the grand final next week at Mallala. And in the reserves just finished, it was a win 97-47, comfortable win for Mallala, getting to go against Two Wells once again in the grand final there. So we'll look ahead to this game, of course, a really important one between these two sides, Mallala and Hummocks. They've been second and third all year. Les, what do you make up of this matchup?
It's interesting, isn't it, when we look at the statistics and the goal scoring power of that both sides possesses. I mean, and that's what ultimately, you know, you look at when you're assessing two teams. Is there scoring prowess? And on paper, Hummocks seems to have the advantage, or depending on, I guess, the draw as well. But you know, they seem to have several sort of key forward targets, whereas Mallala seems more evenly spread. Obviously, Wilson up forward, he's played a crucial role for them for that centre half forward role. But essentially, Mallala seem to have more options and in lower bulk, whereas whereas Hummocks seem to be more concentrated on 3 or 4 players. So it'll be interesting to see whether Mallala really target those scoring channels through their defensive setup, and conversely how Hummocks can handle the various range of scoring options that Mallala possesses.
We'll talk about some of those options. I mean, they've got 2 of the top 3 goal scorers in the competition. Hummocks, Jamie Kovacic, 54 goals in the season, has dominated all year. He's of course number 1 a league representative as well. Cody Duncan, 44 goals on the season. Is a force up forward. I think you're right. I think you hit the nail on the head. They've got a lot of players up forward. Another one coming into the for his first finals game he missed last week, or a couple of weeks ago I should say, is Josh Studham, which is his 100th game as well for Hummocks Watchman. He's kicked 25 as well, tied for 10th in the goal kicking. So that also forced out Henry Wright, who has also kicked 25 goals for Hummocks this year. It's going to be his first missed game of the year in a prelim. So Studham comes in for him. Ins and outs for Mallala as well. In comes Troy Algar, who's a veteran for them as well, part of their 2016 and 2020 premiership side. Hamish Wildboar as well. They're trusting the youngster to come in. Of course, a Woodville West Torrens under 16 player. Baker comes out, as does Asher Mead. So I'm interested to watch this matchup. The games I've called of Hamish Wildboar this year, he's been an influence on the contest as well. Such a young player. Of course, his dad, a legend of the club as well.
Yeah, the Wildboar name's synonymous with Mallala, and they've got several players and family members who have been long-term contributors and sponsors and, over a lengthy period. So to see these sort of names filter through into the A grade now via the junior ranks and into senior footy, it's very, very pleasing. And big shout out to Carol, a former work colleague of mine at the Wakefield Council, absolute champion person, and she'll be watching her grandson today.
Absolutely. He's sent a screen for us as well, right on screen in front of us too. On the wing, he'll get the start there. And both these sides with premiership players, of course, trying to win their way through to the grand final next week. As the umpire looks to get us underway here, right in the middle. The rucks will go out at Light against Olds, and Light gets the advantage to start, moves it off through hands, and it's a dart of a ball going towards forward 50. Bates has the runner from the outside, and a long ball now to the top of the goal square, flying his way in front. Duncan was there, snapping around the body, through for the first goal. Brody Hocking. So that was quick from Hummocks right out of the middle.
Yeah, there was that overlap run from Josh Studham, so he got the initial clearance and sent it out to the flank, well marked, and the overlap handball he gave, he received. He worked hard from that stoppage and sent it in on his left foot to a very, very dangerous position, and Hocking right at the crumb, very, very clean, and from the top of the square he couldn't miss. So dream start for Hummocks. Mallala will be wanting to put some time and energy into Studham around the stoppage. I don't know if he started there a lot this year, but that's a move that's already paying off.
All right, had his hands on it twice in that stoppage, and credit to Sean Light as well, getting the win over Olds. Got the clearance, got the hands out, so he's of course got a bit of a size advantage, but of course we know the sort of player Cale Olds is. So they'll go back in the ruck once again. Nauman quickly wrapped up in a tackle, so Hunting in the middle.
Olds got his hand to the footy first there, so great response.
So gets knocked down in front. King was there. Quickly wrapped up, not allowed to go anywhere. So you'd expect as finals go, they'll be cracking into this contest, both of these sides. Olds on the second attempt knocks it away. Studham's out the back here, couldn't quite get the handball received. So they'll go once again. I was over having a look at the centre circle there, just over the other side of the mound of the cricket pitch in the middle of Balaclava Oval, as Olds was taken down without it. Should receive the free kick. It's a beautiful, very well kept ground. It's in really good nick here at the moment. Of course, we've had 3 games played, so Olds goes into the forward 50. Had Wilson, just couldn't quite take the mark. So now Yelland clearing out and going into the middle of the ground to Burns. Moves it off through hand and out wide, Daly. Wasn't quite the kick he wanted. Knocks it down in front, and a little bit of a dispute here, so he'll come back. Daly through hands, surrounded by Magpies, just composed himself well. Kovacic now inside forward 50. Eckerman's there, so controls it well, but just burns the handball. Slee's there, gets ripped off the contest, and Whittlesey quickly wrapped up in a tackle. So balled it up here. forward flank for Hummocks.
Yeah, wasted out of the ball coming out, went through the corridor. The kick from Daly, unfortunately, and he'd want that one back.
Yeah.
It off the boot, and unfortunately didn't hit a spot that they could really, I guess, launch that attack from. But yeah, really promising signs. I think Yelland was that brought the ball back in board.
So they hurl it back in. Olds knocks it down. Quickly ripping through was Nauman. Doesn't quite get it anywhere on the boot. Studham now in a dangerous position. Dancing his way around the contest. Did well. Moves it back through hand. A bit of a dribbling ball inside forward 50. Couldn't quite take the mark there. Maybe tackle without it. Olds gets the handball out. Oh, and flicking back the handball there was Wild Boar. And once again under the contest. Does eventually get ripped out. King. Extra handball through and out wide at a Heaslip. Will just chip a ball over, sit it on top of his head, and it's a one-on-one contest, brings it to ground. Yelland moves it out through hand, a little out wider, and coming through with the tackle was Heaslip. So centre wing here, both teams cracking in.
Terrific work rate from Heaslip to get the kick out and then lay the tackle to hold the ball in there, in there where Hummocks looked like they were going about to send it back inside 50.
So Wild Boar maybe held on to a little too long. Chip it out wide. It was a good kick there for a moment to Heaslip, but intercepting and Wild Boar in the right spot. So a couple youngsters for Woodville West Torrens as well for both sides, one each. As Wild Boar dances around Bates, longer down the line. Oh, and a big contest. Clements going to ground. Comes out the back and fumbling ball. Clements now trying to rip his way back through. Gets a little hand out the back of the contest here, just spills out. Studham breaking his way through, and a whistle's been blown here for a free kick. So, and it's on here, Les. Bit of push and shove.
Yeah, Studham looks up for a contest here. He was rather physical at his attack on the footy and man there. I didn't have a problem with what he did. I didn't catch the what the free was for, but he's certainly cracking in, Studham.
So Taylor had one of the handy game a few weeks ago against Anglevale. I thought he was one of the best. He did win by 100 points, but he showed exactly what he can do. Gets knocked down in front. Daly picks up the loose ball and dances through the contest. Gets the handball out, and they're out here, Hummocks. A bit of a whistle behind the play, but should be paid for advantage. So down the outer side and long down the wing. Bit of a foot race to the ball now, and eventually won. So just stopping and composing themselves and chipping the ball across. And a good mark taken in the end by Burns.
Yeah, smart kick, didn't have much up the line.
So they go inside forward 50 now. They see something they like and a mark inside forward 50 and give themselves a chance, a goal here through Josh Harkness, the vice-captain.
Yeah, handballed it off with the right decision. He's a left footer.
Oh, popped it through.
Yeah, he's handed that off. I didn't see who finished it. Was it?
So I'm having a look at exactly who popped that through.
Top of the 50 there, I think. Getting the congratulations.
Yeah, so it might be Nathan Burns there who rolled around and was able to put it through, so we'll credit it to him anyway. We'll see maybe in a moment exactly who kicked that, but
I think it might have been Noddle.
We'll go with Noddle.
We'll go with Noddle for now. So Harkness, while he's a terrifically mobile player who plays, he'll play second ruck to light today. The set shot goalkeeping isn't great, and he's recognised that. Gave it to Noddle, who was a very classy finisher. We saw it at Long Plains a couple of weeks ago.
So back in the middle, off to a good start here, Hummocks. And they go once again, dribble the ball out through Noddle towards the paint of the centre square and back inside forward 50. One-on-one ball here at the back. Slee nearly hanging on for a little bit, but did well to collect the footy. Tackled down, that should be holding the ball. Brilliant tackle laid there by Bates, deep in forward 50. Umpire's circling around. I haven't exactly seen what he's done. It should be holding the ball and is, so he'll get a shot here from a dangerous position, but they're hunting at the moment, the Eagles.
Well, they could have three on the Magpies' nose within a couple of minutes of this first term. It could be a defining moment early in these first quarters.
Snaps it around. They're happy with it to start, but just fades across through for a minor score.
Yeah,
so
tried to coax the umpire into calling that one in his favour, but looked like it was never working back in time.
So Mallala need a bit of a settler soon. I wouldn't see the warning lights just yet, but down by 11 points early in this one. In fact, 13 points, I should say, as they come across the middle to Whittlesea.
Hummocks really pressed up here. There's only two players other side of halfway at the moment.
So over the top, gets punched down in front. Wild Boar walking his way onto it. Couldn't get it away. Studham off the boot. Eckerman gets the handball out. Light did well though. Wild ball picks up the loose ball. Heaslip. Can they get going? Quickly wrapped up. Did well to get the handball away though to Heaslip. He's on a run now. Beats Yelland. Inside forward 50. Olds taking the mark. Brilliant work from the Magpies. Looks to play on quickly, but the mark's been set back. And Cale Olds looks like he might back himself here.
Yeah, second passage of play where Heaslip's been integral in multiple chains throughout that one particular passage. So, Light did really well to intercept the footy, but the pressure from Mallala and the way they got around the ball was vital in that turnover, and Heaslip, terrific kick inside 50.
Cale Olds, 17 goals on the season, has the distance covered no problem at all, but pulls it across through for the first score for Mallala on the Sportal scoreboard, now down by 2 straight kicks. So, positive ball movement there for the Magpies, their first real crack at it in this one, and they'll get the ball back here as well. So looks as if it's going to be Tiller to bring it back in. They get a chance to go back inside forward 50 should they choose to do so. He chips it right across, sees something he likes, but sitting in the hole and taking the intercept mark here, the Eagles. So Cody Duncan working his way back. An impressive player, Cody Duncan. Called a couple of his games this year, and his ability, he works for, kicked 44 goals this season, but he works in the back line as well.
He's obviously taking that at centre half back, and seeing the way he tracks this ball forward, where he will go, he's going right through the corridor now. If we follow the play, while it's on that outer side, he's trying to make his way forward, Cody Duncan.
So on the outer side now, as you do see Duncan come across, we're going to get another stoppage here. As it gets knocked down by Hennessy, try to get it down to Clements, but a little too hard. Tiller, though, rips it off the ground and back inside forward 50. Wilson sitting underneath it, got crunched, couldn't take the mark. They'll chip it around through hand. Yelland over the top and a handy kick marked by Redpath. So, looks as if the ball's back in dispute here, though. So, snap from the boundary towards goal and pulls it across. So just short through for a minor score.
Yeah, Redpath must have played on there. It was a terrific little passage of play from Yelland, who's been involved in 2 defensive chains so far, using his foot skills on the way out. There must be a 50 here.
Yeah, it looks as if there has been out of the goal square, just encroaching the mark. So marched out of the goal square here, the Eagles, and given a free opportunity to...
It's a big... Did they give 25 or 50s? That's a substantial penalty.
That is closer to 50, Les. That is a substantial penalty for encroaching the mark, but they do go a little further out and they chip it around. But Clements, who kicked a couple goals last week in what was a tough afternoon for Mallala, go back inside forward 50, outnumbered here, Olds, but stays with it. Does eventually pick it up, tackled by Retschke. Gets the handball out, Taylor and King. King just has to pop it on the left out wider to Tiller. So 60 from home, gets smothered. Just had to go back on the mark and compose himself. Handball over the top. Jesse Trevor onto the footy. Retschke's there, lays the tackle on Tiller, and that'll be another stoppage near the boundary line.
Yeah, and we saw Clements' class there. I mean, multiple male medal winner across multiple leagues. Obviously, Kimber Boy and along with Dale King. They'll be obviously thrilled with Kimber Districts winning the flag last week in the Eastern Air Comp.
Absolutely, they would be. Yeah, as you mentioned, 2 male medals in the APFL as King gets tackled to the ground.
Big footballing family, the Clements family.
Absolutely, they are. So, another stoppage. Trying to hack it out there, Hennessy, and eventually smothered over the boundary. So, they wouldn't be worried yet, Mallala. They have played against this side twice this season. I mean, they did early on in the year, actually got pumped by them. Quite a substantial margin as it's ball back in. Heaslip out the back of the contest. In fact, I think that was Clements. Has popped it through for a goal. As easy as you like, Jordan Clements. We were talking about him just a moment ago. He pops through the first goal for Mallala on the Sportal scoreboard.
Yeah, if you get a chance to have a look at the tap from Hennessy there, it was absolutely magical. And it's like Clements hasn't had to break stride. It still takes class to take the ball cleanly, finish from about 50, but the polish and the poise for that whole stoppage was superb, worthy of a finals goal. And they're going to have to be onto that to the Hummocks midfielders when Hennessy and Clements are around the footy. They're going to have to be closely checking, particularly Clements, given the quality of that finish.
Well, he kicked 2 last week, and it was a difficult afternoon. They lost by 63 to 2 Wells in the qualifying final, the second semi-final, 116 to 53. But it was still Clements with 2 and Olds with 2. You mentioned about where they convert on their goals outside of Brad Wilson. A lot of them coming through Clements and Olds, so definitely going to have to keep a close tab on them as Light does get the tap down over the top. Heaslip moving it through hand, and Morn, little chipping ball over, and Tiller. A little bit of room, pops it inside and tip it now. Inside forward 50, it's a brilliant kick. Well done though, Quinn McKay, just to knock it down in front. Olds is there now, has to try and break through the tackle. Gets a bit of room now towards goal. Mallala respond quickly.
Yeah, they're finding their mojo, aren't they? You saw their ball movement there, uninterrupted throughout the entire passage. Even the kick inside 50, it was well defended by the Hummocks defender there, Auden Wilson. But Olds' ground level work for a tall man to fight through that tackle and put it through. Another EP Heritage.
Yeah.
There, I think, in Port Lincoln lad. So a terrific finish for Olds, and we're back to virtually a level ball game.
Well, they would have been really happy with their start. The Eagles, they were breaking out of the middle, getting centre clearances, but they've thrown back a punch here, the Magpies, and if this start tells us anything, we're in for a great game of footy. So trying to break through here, Noddle quickly tackled down, so on the pain of the square.
Yeah, so Clemens has come off for a spell here, so the different midfield mix for Mallala. We've seen Heaslip's early impression on the match, so he might be the main hit too now.
Looks as if they're getting Tipper to go in the middle as well, so handball at the back, a test there underneath the footy, as is Harry Slee, not wanting to take possession in case he's called for any holding the ball in a dangerous position, but they'll hand it back.
Tess has put some good early pressure on up forward.
Absolutely has, and plenty of the footy. Duncan nearly awarded a free there out of the ruck, but was giving away a bit of size as Trevor pops it out in front of himself off his boot. A little bit of a shepherd from Heaslip, and close to the boundary will send a long ball down to a one-on-one contest, but it was to the advantage of Daly. A good set of hands on him there as well as he clutching there at the lower leg.
Possibly an ankle.
He's a pretty tough guy as well from the games I've called him this year. Have to be something pretty significant to take him out of this game as Verd chip it out a little wider. And Noddle's there, Baker's there as well. Boundary line beats them both. So
you can really get lost on this this big balaclava deck. It's a very, very wide oval, and the further wide you take it on those outer wings, it's got to come inboard rather quickly, or you're stuck out there for a long time.
So in the contest, hacking out now towards forward 50. Slee out the back, and they've blown the whistle. They paid a free there. I'm sure they didn't pay the mark.
I'm pretty sure they did.
There we go. All right, okay. All right, we'll give him. So Hennessy.
Didn't matter in the end.
No, it didn't matter. He was going to play on anyway. So they move the ball through hand. Kovacic chipping ball over the top, and it was a good ball in the end, marked by Hocking, the goal scorer earlier.
This could be dangerous field position if he can move the ball on relatively quickly and get it to an equally dangerous spot, but he's gone wide. It's a neutral ball. It's got to be tough to get it into a dangerous spot from there.
Chip ball over the top and marked by Redpath. So they're just taking the calm and calculated approach here at the moment.
See Jade Jude over the back heel by himself.
Oh, and there you go. If he gets a run and a jump at it, Duncan, he'll take it 9 times out of 10, and this is going to be a problem for Mallala if he's able to get that much space. He gets a leap at it and takes the mark. So pretty easy set shot. We spoke about it before. Beautiful day here. Not too much of a breeze to speak of, Les.
Easy kick for you. I wouldn't say it's easy. You've still got to cover
for him,
good
by his standards.
Terrific grab though. I mean, it's a handy weapon to have in your arsenal when you're taking a very, very slow play to a very, very negative position.
Geez, maybe I shouldn't have had so much more confidence in him. He's put it out in the full.
Oh no! It wasn't that easy.
Old commentator's curse, we'll call that. So, but they do not want to give him that much space to lead up at the footy. He's a brilliant mark. We saw it there.
It was a good contested grab.
So, good mark taken, Kovacic, and maybe worn one after it as well. He has not moved much on the ground.
He looks a sore boy, but I think he'll be okay. I didn't notice any sort of significant contact to the head, He's getting up now, and the 25 has been played. I don't know if he's even gone 25 metres from where he's standing.
Yeah.
It's more like 20. But he's going. This is a much more regulation sort of opportunity than you previously described and called easy.
That's right.
These are the ones that you need. You really need, and they probably arguably deserve a lead at this point in the match.
So Jamie Kovacic, the leading goal scorer in this competition, unsurprisingly a league representative as well. 54 goals on the season. This is a really important kick, but pulls it across, through for a minor score. So just like that, we're through for an even ball game, 14 apiece, and I think that probably paints a pretty accurate picture of where this game's at the moment, Les.
Yeah, fair comment. It'll be interesting to see what Mallala do coming out of defence. How do they move the ball from the goal square? How can they get it to transition into their forward line from here?
So Slee will march out, has to hit the kick well to Taylor and did. Move it back to Slee, but it wasn't a good handball. Slee had to compose himself and move back through Thorne, and a good little chipping ball over the top, but there was calls of touch, but eventually was paid. So a long ball down the line, wasn't quite to the advantage. Taylor couldn't quite take the mark. Harkness, though, did a full 360 and a bit of push and shove afterwards as well. Well done by Heaslip. So, geez, that's
gone 8 metres.
So they'll chip it across. Some of the measurements have been a problem to start this game from all involved.
Terrific switching ball from King, though. That's a dangerous spot to be in.
So May will go inside forward 50, the vice-captain. A little too strong for Wilson. Out the back of the contest, though, Tiller gets a dribbling ball out, but just a little too far to the right, through for a minor score. So another lead here for Mallala, out in front by one solitary behind on the Sportal scoreboard.
Yeah, good news for Mallala with Jack May moving around so well. I understand he limped off late last week. That's a terrible kick in, and it's found a Mallala player.
It has in the pocket, so looks as if it's going to be Brad Wilson there deep in the pocket, so there's no one. They could have kicked it to anyone else, really. Brad Wilson now with an opportunity on a bit of a sharp angle, but no problem with distance at all.
Left footer from that angle. So,
yeah, tight.
It's a tight chance. It's one of those 60-40 type opportunities, but obviously got the class and the experience to steer this through.
We can pop them through from the boundaries. Done it before. So on its way. Puts it through, no problem at all, I believe. No, umpire went to the middle of the goal. Thought he was going to signal a goal, but no, through for a behind. So another behind here for Mallala, gets him up by 2.
Yeah, let off the hook there, the Hummocks defender who brought that footy in. They're the absolute coach killers. And Siki, who's Justin Sicolello, who signed up for another year, I believe.
Did see that.
Yeah, he'd be ruining those sorts of things. Nervous times if it's the same player who's bringing it in. It's Redpath, I believe.
Yeah, it is.
See what he can do with the footy in his hands this time.
He's a good ball user, so just a mistake on his part, but he turns it over again. Clements inside forward 50. Heaslip touched it, so Taylor has to get moving. Moves it off through hands now, a little wider. Baker just has to dance around. That's going to be called holding the ball. Just had to give the first option, and well done there, Cooper Retschke.
He's a creative player, Baker. I don't mind him taking the game on, especially in these early stages. Not much to lose. That's fine.
So
good pressure though.
Retschke will look to switch it across. Redpath. Chipping ball over to Brandon Taylor, who was the player of the game a couple of weeks ago in their elimination final. A good smother there by Wildbore.
It's under 8 stuff to get back off the mark.
Yeah.
Let's get back off the mark and kick it over their heads. It's again another coach killer that they're going to tidy up these little errors here. Hummocks are Mallala hasn't punished them yet.
So they'll hurl it in. So down in front, Verd was there. Redpath, a handball over the top. Morn just needs to be clean, but couldn't. They'll handball it out. Kovacic, he moves back, and Verd now. And it's a good mark taken, sitting in front there. There's Duncan.
They're a long way from home, these two. They've got to work deep.
So he just does stop himself a little bit as Kovacic does work forward. So they'll go a little further up the line to Walker. So just waiting for the cavalry really here. They chip it across once again. Redpath, and now they're happy with their setup. They look to go inside forward 50 now. Duncan sitting underneath this one, pulls it down.
Yeah, that's a mark, and a strong mark. You saw the bodies in the pack form got his hands up there at the highest point, and he's controlled it all the way down.
His coordination is fantastic. He rarely finds himself out of position. He's just always in that right spot, and I'd say this one's a little easier this time, Les. He's about 5 to 10 metres closer.
So he had a look from a very, very similar position, a very, very similar angle. So he's had a sider, hasn't he?
That's it.
No excuses here.
He knows where they're at this time. Cody Duncan, a known goal scorer, on its way.
Looks better.
Yeah, it does look better, and he likes it. Splits the middle. So the third goal of the game here for Hummocks Watchman. They now take a 4-point advantage on the Sportal scoreboard, and he looks threatening at the moment, Duncan. He's working his way up the ground. He's taking marks on the wing, but then working forward and kicking goals.
Yeah, that's his second contested mark inside 50, and that's going to be a concern within the first term that he's able to do that and have that sort of influence. And he missed the first shot, got the second. Mallala yet to take a similar contested grab inside 50, so you know the game's still close, and Mallala perhaps missed the last 2 opportunities, but that contested marking is something that Hummocks can take advantage of.
So getting on the board to start this one. They come out the back, Olds with a little bit of room, and chip it out wider to Clements. So the stars from Mallala combining to get him back inside forward 50. Couldn't quite pull down the mark there, Nauman, bringing his player to ground. Yelland with a handball out the back of the contest, flicks out the back, Studham. Gone with the long sleeves today. I mean, it's not a cold day, but whatever works. Olds with a rare, dodgy handball. Morn pulled down to ground, and be another ball up here.
Yeah, it's probably remiss to mention the link-up play from Redpath in that Hummocks goal previously. Like, it obviously coughed up the 2 kicks out of defence, but vital to keep, I guess, persisting with his foot skills and sent inside 50, created a goal. So
free kick paid here in the ruck to Cale Olds. He'll go long inside forward 50. Wait for the leapers to sit underneath it, and there is a good mark taken there by Brandon Taylor.
He's gone right back off the mark this time and got it over there. It's done well. And they set up really, really well. They had the outnumber there at the hot spot.
So they chip a ball over the top to Daly. So a nice ball along the wing. And they just stop and wait again for everyone to get ahead of the footy.
They've used the outer side really, really well so far, Hummocks. It's usually the second or third kick from this point that they bring it inboard.
So a long ball up towards the paint of 50, gets knocked down in front. Tiller was underneath it. Hacking out of there was Wild Boar, and Morn now with a little bit of room just has to compose himself. Gets the handball ahead to Slee, puts him under a little bit of pressure. Composes himself well though. Looked into the corridor and decides to go elsewhere on his left peg, and it's a bit of a grub of a kick down the wing. Handball over, and now Hummocks another opportunity. Harkness and Daly. Switches all the way across, and a one-on-one contest here. Kovacic gets it knocked down in front. Baker crashing his way through the contest and hunting it hard. Sitting underneath this contest, called for holding the ball. So a contentious decision, but you've got to reward. Charlie Baker's effort there was phenomenal.
Terrific, magnificent. His intensity on the contest was the reason why he got the free kick. I'm not sure if it was there, we reward the intensity.
Absolutely.
Oh, lighting, the candy.
Light, selling the candy. We'll chip it into Harkness and just misses on the handball. Comes back, and Jude, and we'll mix together with Jude.
Yeah, Jude. There was the Judes.
I got stuck there for a second, and they go inside forward 50, and look at the reach. Duncan given too much room, and he'll have another set shot.
Rifle inside 50. I didn't catch the player who put it in there, but there was no other player that could have possibly influenced that kick inside 50 except for the leading player in Cody Duncan. His vertical leap and hands were terrific, but Mallala's defence were absolutely powerless. The kick inside 50 was terrific.
So, very similar angle to a couple set shots he's had in this first quarter. This one, an opportunity to try and convert. About 30 metres out, and just pulls it across through for a minor score. So, on the Sportal scoreboard now, out by 5 points, Hummocks Watchman. So 21-16 in what's been an arm wrestle of a first quarter. It's been brilliant footy to watch as well on a beautiful day here at Balaclava Oval. Adelaide Plains preliminary final. Don't go anywhere. Second quarter coming right up. Cool. Awesome. Welcome back to Balaclava Oval, of course, the APFL preliminary final here, the A-grade game, and oh, geez, it's been a brilliant matchup. My name's Lewis McKenna. We've got Darcy on the camera as well, doing a brilliant job, and Les, of course, in our special comments. Well, they got off to a good start there. Hummocks, Mallala come back into it, but it's been an arm wrestle.
Yeah, magnificent first quarter for the neutral. Loved the way Studham started the quarter, had an early influence and an early impact. Loved Jack Heaslip's first half, conversely, for Mallala. Remarkably, he's starting on the bench with Hennessy. I don't know what the thinking is there. I think that those two are probably the best 2 in their starting midfield setup. Whether there's a strategic, well, obviously there must be, because it's not injury based. We did spy someone a bit underdone coming out after quarter time. Lewis. So
Tiller looking a bit proppy, but whether, who knows? We could be wrong. He could have just gone to the toilet.
Why is he limping then?
Who knows? So a little further down the line, and centre square, looks like there's been a free kick paid here out of the back line to the Magpies. So they'll clear out a defensive 50. They'll chip over the top to King. Slee. That's a dangerous ball there. Taylor and Olds now ripping his way through the contest. Quickly inside forward 50. And they'll get a set shot on goal. So I think this might be Whittlesey, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, he gets an opportunity in front of goal. So they've moved the magnets around by the looks of it. Whittlesey, playing a lot in defence, has gone up forward.
Yeah, terrific delivery from Olds. Again, another ground level ball from the big man. Used his skill level to perfection.
And he's absolutely, he's
faded
it. As soon as I was about to say he split the middle, it just decided to shift 90 degrees, but through for a minor score. So back to 4 points, the difference on the Sportal scoreboard. So the Eagles.
This is Jude.
We'll go further down the line. And a mark taken by Harkness.
Now watch the ball drop here. So usually he's handballed off twice so far in this match, and he does it nearly. It's just not a confident kick, and that's why he's prone to doing that. And terrific hands and athleticism on the fella, but that's his one downfall is his hand to foot.
There you go. I'll talk about special expert comments from. You called it. Have you got the script in your hands?
Didn't mean it to be that bad.
So into the middle of the ground, and King now with a bit of space gets a bad bounce though. But Tess breaks through, handballs down, and now it was Noddle inside forward 50, open goal square, working his way back was Kovacic and nearly able to save it, but
deserved better. The pickup was smooth. It was so smooth. The kick in board. From Mallala, Hummocks was sweating on it. Three players went up to contest and bring it to ground. Dangerous area to turn it over.
So,
excuse me.
They'll chip it out. Thorne. So just pulls off a kick to Wild Ball. Couldn't quite get it diving down. Redpath picking it up and moving it back. Studham just balks around a couple and inside forward 50, working the way back, and Tiller knocking it down. Ball still in dispute here. Tiller now back onto it, quickly tackled by Battesse. Burns moving it back through hand, snapping around and towards goal, through for a minor score there. Brody Hocking, so...
Yeah, it was a minor score. The goal umpire sort of half signals with two hands. He puts
it's tricky.
one hand across his body and one out in front. So the Hummocks bench were thinking for a bit there that it was a goal, and you were jotting down your notes and looking up thinking, oh, have I got that wrong? But no, just to your side. Great pressure though, great forward pressure at ground level from the Hummocks boys, and it's a you feel like this game's ready to explode in a second.
Absolutely, it'll open up at some point, as it always does when the legs get a bit tired. As Taylor now has King short, works around and handballs over the top. Yeah, it is a tricky one to Morn. Now Olds has to come and save the day. Gets a handball back over Nauman. King couldn't quite get it away because he received a handball under pressure. And umpire's going to circle around and ball it up. So
yeah, I've liked Taylor's game so far from what he's done. He's a young fellow. He's spent a bit of time in the twos. Oh, there's some abuse here. And
free kick to Studham.
Yeah, I've liked Taylor's game. Just the first give had to be there. It's held up and...
Oh, Duncan nearly taking the mark. Eckerman now has to work his way out of trouble. Handball under pressure now. Back inside forward 50, and they have to hunt hard. Free kick's been paid, an advantage to the Magpies.
Great rebound play through the corridor.
Absolutely, it was Thorne taking the game on, so they go a bit further, wider, out to Algar. Has to beat his opponent in Taylor. Gets it out to Clements. And just gets smothered across there. Light will have to chase it to the boundary, but gets beaten. So
we treated some absolutely magnificent moments in this game so far. No side has really got a grip on the contest yet, but yeah, we treated some superb skill for both sides.
So Light straight out of the ruck, but gives it to King, quickly wrapped up in a tackle. So just want to give a shout out as well. There was something posted through the week by Hummocks for a fundraiser that's actually coming up for a local of Port Wakefield and the Hummocks Watchman with Jacob Olsen battling brain cancer. So both Quinn McKay and James Daly, the captain for Hummocks, are going to be shaving their head at the Rising Sun Hotel, one of their sponsors at Port Wakefield, on November 8th to raise funds for that. So you can head to their social media at the Hummocks Watchman Eagles and donate to that if you like as well. It's right on cue. Daly rips his way out of the contest and goes long down the line. Battesse underneath this one, as is Duncan. Thought he was held on to. Slee now gets held without, and that should be a free kick. So that should bring the ball back there. But
yeah, so Slee and King seem to be their Mallala's main avenues out of defence. That's the players they want the ball in their hands.
So they chip a ball over the top, and Olds taking the mark.
He's been massive this first half for Hummocks. For Mallala.
So lateral ball looking for Clements, gets knocked down in front, and Daly now gets the handball ahead of the contest, and now Noddle streaming inside forward 50 over the top. Is it going to go through for a goal? No, Tiller got a hand on it, so through for a behind. They're peppering at the goals here though, Hummocks. They extend their lead to 7 points on the Sportal scoreboard, 2-5-17 to 3-6-24. And they're giving it a red-hot crack.
Yeah, another chance for Noddle. Again, smooth moving, streaming through the lines. He's a dangerous player. They're going to have to watch him much more closely. I don't think he gets as much attention as he probably commands.
So Olds.
Yeah. The big fellas are doing a dance and they're kicking to each other now.
They are. Light, who sold a bit of candy earlier, takes the mark, and Noddle chipping ball over.
Look at that overlap.
Yeah, brilliant run. Handballs it out in front of himself.
Did he
Just
mean to
gets
do
it. Yeah, you think he did. He had no one to go to, so went with that option. Got a bad bounce, and now a one-on-one here between Trevor and Walker. So Trevor now, King. And now Mallala get a chance to go inside forward 50. It's a one-on-one contest here, but now Taylor comes to be the second for Hummocks and gets the ball back through Daly through the middle of the ground now. He'll chip it out wider. And mark there by Studham, coming back into the team, missing their first final.
Yeah, I chatted to him in the crowd that day. He said he had a bit of a sore hip, so that's the reasoning for that.
So chip the ball right across. Gets a bit of an awkward bounce. Thorne now onto it. Oh, and gets cleaned up. Yeah.
Very, very crude. Very lucky that did not cause some serious damage.
That was Harley Puker coming through, just almost taken off Thorne's head.
I just didn't think he had enough care for the player at the ground level there. I mean, there's being physical and there's being careless, and that was very dangerous.
Battesse did well to get the ball away from Olds in a one-on-one contest, but the Magpies still around this one, picking it up though and snapping towards goal. As he got it there, no, stays in. So punch towards the boundary. Verd picking it up, quickly tackled by May over the boundary. So it looks as if there's been a free kick paid here, so I'm not really sure what he was paid for.
The initial tackle was high.
Yeah, maybe.
He's indicating it high, but I didn't see it. But here's an opportunity. Now, again, one of these very, very difficult chances. Can they make it count? I feel like it's been down Hummocks end a fair bit this quarter.
So Brandon Verd kicked 4 goals for the season, tries a really tricky kick from the boundary, and puts it through for a minor score.
So he really looked settled, did he, over that ball?
Probably actually had another 5 metres to walk his way in as well, to be entirely honest with you. Give himself cut off a little bit more of that distance. Could be tricky with the banana and the corner. So they'll go longer down the line. May, in the end, almost taking an uncontested mark. Will chip the ball inside. Slee and Heaslip. He likes to get out and go through the middle of the ground, and he'll go out wider.
Great poise.
And it was good poise. Over to Trevor. Over the top now, and Olds now has to get his legs in action and get to work quickly back inside forward 50. Taylor gets smothered, so still inside forward 50 here. Quickly picking up the ball there is Algar and wrapped up.
Yeah, great smother. It keeps the ball in the Mallala 50. It hasn't been down there much this quarter. Vital opportunity.
So it's just been behinds all to the Eagles so far in this second quarter as Nauman out the back of the contest. Trevor chips the ball over the top. Baker went under the footy and just drew a bit of contact in the back. It was minimal, but it was there.
That's what happens when you lead up to, like, you lead your player up to you take that front position, you lead your player up to the ball, they panic, their hands went in the back, it didn't matter. It was enough to convince the umpire that perhaps there was an infringement there, and he's earned that from his positioning and his work rate.
Absolutely. He was a senior Colts medalist in 2021, playing A grade now and kicking an important goal. Just makes it that much closer. So Hummocks now out by just the 2 points after that goal to Charlie Baker, and it's 25-23 on the Sportal scoreboard. An important goal there to him. So it's been an interesting quarter. It's been, what have we got? 5 behinds it was to start the quarter for Hummocks, and they weren't able to convert on their opportunity. Mallala get it inside forward 50 and straight away.
Yeah, definitely you'd say it's probably against the flow of play there.
Yeah.
But it keeps them in touch, and Mallala are able to, control games for periods with the players and the skill level they've got. So, a goal against the momentum there really helps.
So Clements gets it off of Light's hands, tip it there, trying to rip it his way through. Quickly picking it up in the contest there is Nauman, so not able to go anywhere. Will Hennessy in the ruck is one I was looking into a lot. I was looking into how many of these players for both sides played in recent premierships and had to go all the way back to 2009. In fact, the premierships didn't go any further than 2009, at least the listed players. Will Hennessy, 09, 10, 13 and 16. All of the recent premierships from Mallala. So out there trying to win another one. Has to get through this game first as a mark's taken by Morn.
Yeah, Hennessy also a premiership player with BSR in the North Eastern League as well when Liam Whitwell coached up there.
There you go.
Throughout that period.
So Retschke with a bit of room, the youngster, inside forward 50. Pops it out in front and Duncan thought he'd take the mark.
The umpire's right there and caught it touched immediately.
Maybe just touch off the reach hand in front, so Studham breaks through a tackle.
Left footer, he's on the wrong side.
Oh, and a brilliant tackle from King. And they play on quickly here, the Magpies through the middle. Heaslip likes to get out and go quickly inside. He is. Tries to get it out to Olds. And Quinn McKay did well there.
Terrific defence.
So now backing himself, gets tackled by Clements. Olds now waits for Heaslip to arrive. He'll snap around through for a goal. Brilliant work from Mallala.
Oh, Quinn McKay here at a 0 in a moment, wasn't it? It was,
absolutely.
It just took on too much, and Heaslip's work rate from setting the ball inside 50 to follow up and get there and be available for the handball receive. He's done that multiple times where he's been able to work up to that next contest and have an impact. Those sorts of players and those sorts of efforts can be the difference in finals. Hummocks have controlled most of this quarter, but they don't lead.
So, I don't know how many forward 50 entries exactly Mallala have had. I mean, maybe just a couple for their 2 goals in this quarter. So, as opposed to Hummocks, who have had numerous inside forward 50 entries, and credit to Mallala's backline being able to clear it out or give them just these limited opportunities at goal. There's Nauman a handball over the top. Clever there from Taylor. Heaslip just keeps it surging forward. Wilson couldn't pick it up cleanly. Drops it on the ground. Verd tackling him down. Called for play on, and Taylor wrapped up quickly. So, geez, if Wilson had got that cleanly, then they would have been in for a goal in about 20 seconds. Hennessy knocks it down in front. Heaslip out the back of the contest. How about that for ruck work? And just pulling it across through for the minor score. That's a bit anticlimactic.
Yeah, he's threatening to break this game open. So there's not much of him, and you absolutely cooked him in an angle Vale game with the handshake on the
Jeez,
that's and we have not let him forget. But he's taken it really well, and he's playing brilliantly today.
I caught up with him the week after, and I saw him there at the canteen, and he saw me, and I saw him get very disappointed, and his team just lit up. They took a photo with me, shaking his hand, made sure I made up for it. So every time I've seen him since, I think he just tries to look away. But I'm still here. I'm still here, Jack. So centre wing, Hennessy knocks it down in front. I'm glad to know it's travelled throughout the league, and I'm having an influence as Slee tackled quickly. So it was very funny. And to be honest, I as you know, Les, I do my little vlogs of the and I actually didn't even realise I put it in, and I was never going to take it out once I realised. But there's inside forward 50. Duncan got up high once again. Thought he got a bit of contact from May. So Mallala, once again, I mentioned before, their backline has held up so well in this quarter. And there he is, right on cue.
He is looking forward to another pair of Archie songs at this moment.
No, he'll walk away if I walk over to him. As Clements, I think I should just do it for fun. Over the top. Whittlesey couldn't quite get the clean pick up. Quinn McKay. Retschke. He's been busy, the youngster, in this one. Just has to get a handball out in space and eventually fumbles it over the boundary line. So Mallala coming hard here in the last few minutes.
It would be of great frustration to the Hummocks coaching staff that they haven't been able to put a margin on Mallala, and they've come back hard, and they've really they've got a lead, which is even more concerning.
So Eckerman knocking it down in front, and now trying to spin his way through the contest was Walker, but Clements not allowing him to go anywhere. So I spoke about some of the players who have that premiership experience in this team. Of course, we've got Dale King in 13 and 20. Riley Thorne was part of their most recent premiership in 2020, as was Olds. Algar was 16 and 20. Hennessy, I mentioned before. Jake Tiller in 20. Jordan Clements, just the one in 2013. As he slipped now towards goal, is really threatening to break the game open, like you mentioned, Les, through for a minor score.
He's looking forward to another non-handshake from you, I reckon. This is his motivation, his chance at redemption.
Should I tell him at half-time, stop playing so well? Because you know what's coming.
Maybe the Hummocks bench wouldn't mind you doing that.
So they chip it across here out of the back line. They just need to control possession here a little bit, Hummocks. So Retschke will go long down the line.
Nothing there.
Nothing there at all, as Hennessy's able to take an easy mark. He slip. Our man, as he's just surveying his options, will go inside forward 50, out the back Wilson. Maybe sold it a little bit there. I think there's a bit of mayo on that one. So give him an Oscar. They knock it down. Redpath now breaking through. Handball over the top. Studham turns it over though. So now he slip. Trevor quickly gets wrapped up. Good enough to get a handball out though. Redpath. Walker gets taken down without it. So now chipping ball out. And they'll work their way onto the footy. Unable to get the clean pick up. Wild ball was closing. And down the line. Good mark taken. One-on-one contest here for Bates. So just shy of 18 minutes gone here in this second quarter. Mallala starting to get on top. Hummocks haven't had it up there half of the ground too much in the last 10 minutes. They go long down the line. Duncan there was sitting underneath it. Hennessy quickly wrapped up in a tackle by Yelland.
Yeah, Mallala had set up really well in that attacking position for Hummocks. So the kick went straight to their defenders.
So knocked down, and Baker will just hack a ball out of the contest into space, and the runners will get onto it. Walker gets a bad bounce. Does well, composes himself, back inside forward 50, but it was a bit of a grub of a ball, and Baker takes a uncontested mark.
Is that a better quarter, Baker? Has had more influence on the contest this term.
So Slee just surveying his options a little further. We'll chip it across to Olds. And now Wild Boar gets smothered, taken out of mid-air. Daly now towards goal. How about that? Splits the middle. That is as entertaining as a goal you'll see. Defense into offense straight away, stealing the ball away and popping it through the big sticks, and it can change that quickly.
Gee, it was either Hamish Wildboar or Harry Taylor who kicked that, and somehow James Daly, in the act of smothering, has managed to hold on to it, run to 48 and sink his left foot through it. It did not look like missing.
No.
And he was off, streaming off like the prancing pony, and the Mallala boys were left wondering what the hell had they just seen?
That was awesome. That was brilliant, that goal, just ripping it out of midair. I think in basketball they called it a stock, where it's a steal and a block at the exact same time. So we'll call it that. He slip.
Great take.
Yeah, handball out the back now, and Baker will chip it out wider. Trevor's got a ton of room, and you wonder how he got that free just after the centre bounce. King will roll around inside forward 50, and diving to his knees is Algar, just outside 50. So a little too far from home, gets smothered once again, not working his way back on the mark far enough. Dangerous handball into the corridor. They'll move the ball out through hands, and Jude now.
Nothing there, it's going to be a one-on-one.
So foot race, but Batteste is closing. Tiller's there as well. Did well, Batteste, grabbed by one hand, slammed to the ground by May, and they are hunting the Magpies here at the moment. And there's a bit of push and shove here afterwards as well.
Hummocks bench are arguing that was a dump or a slam tackle. Probably marginal, but like...
I think you got to reward the tackler in that situation.
It's overcooked there, kicking board though.
So now Puka trying to break his way through the contest and tackled to the ground there. Hennessy amongst it. And a bit of heat into this game now in the last couple minutes.
I thought the defensive effort from the Mallala players there to outnumber out the contest was huge.
So Hennessy knocks it down, snapping around the body. Kovacic, dangerous player, goes inside forward 50, gets knocked to ground. Batteste now snapping around his body towards goal. How about that? Back to back for the Eagles.
Terrific. I mean, he was the one player that out on this wing, he was outnumbered and he nearly broke out of the tackle, got done holding the ball, but didn't let that phase and got deep forward, one out, broke through and finished for a magnificent goal, and his team, I think, takes the lead once more.
Yeah, they do, by a goal now. So 37-31 on the Sportal scoreboard. A chance to thank our sponsors as well, our streaming partners, of course, Dartfish, the Sportal scoreboard, Classic Clashes, Filming Footy, Archie's, of course, some Archie songs going to the player of the game, as well as a beanie by Custom by ORTC, High Five E-Bikes, and the Kimberley Accommodation Group. So they go in front by a goal now. Through that goal there by Batteste, and he's been involved in the contest. Well done to him. He of course got tackled to the ground, called holding the ball a minute prior, stayed with it and converted on his opportunity. So Tiller chips the ball out wide. Thorne nearly cut off. Looks to go inside forward 50 now. Out the back of the contest, Retschke was there, now breaking through. Taylor just has to put it on his boot and does. They respond quickly. Gets knocked down after it, but it won't matter. So it continues this game. They score again, and the game is back level on the Sportal scoreboard, 37 apiece.
Terrific positioning from a small player at ground level. That's all you can ask for. He's front and centre, and his finish was polished. His speed was, and he was so clean taking the footy. So the Hummocks defence had no chance. They could chase him. They weren't going to catch him. He just rolled it over for the easiest check side through on the ground, and a leveller. So we've got a genuine contest on our hands coming into half time.
Neither team really got the momentum here at the moment, trading goals. They move it out, and we see it on display here with the Eagles going back inside forward 50 and a bit of holding. So Studham will get it. Tiller arguing his case, but Studham will get it here about 40 metres out. And a known goal scorer as well, 25 goals on the season. He was a league representative. And, of course, we mentioned this afternoon his 100th in a very important game as well. So
took the assertive position in that marking contest, earned himself a free. Usually a good finisher.
Straight in front, connects with it okay. Heard a groan after that one though, so pulls it across through for a minor score. They go out in front by one solitary behind once again. Another lead change. Hummocks Watchman out by one on the Sportal scoreboard, 38-37. Both teams have been a little inaccurate in front of goals, 5-8 to 5-7. So they'll go long out here. But Jude sitting underneath it, taking the mark. So go back where it came. Inside forward 50. Duncan was closing in on it. May quickly tackled to the ground. They're calling for holding the ball. Umpire says no, didn't have it long enough. So they'll go once again.
It's interesting, the Hummocks players were set up through the corridor for a ball in board from Jude. He pumped it long to that 45-degree spot, so we'll see if they can make something of it.
So Kovacic was there. They were trying to get the handball back to him, but he's pulled up a bit sore after that. And Mallala get the ball back, go long down. Taylor opted with the fist and punches it down in front. Tiller tries to break through, gets the ball knocked away. Wilson, who's been quiet by his standard. Nauman, handball over the top. Tiller quickly tackled there by Harkness on the outer side.
So if we look behind play, Kovacic has barely moved from where that contest took place.
Yep.
He was on his haunches for a long time. He's just got up, standing up upright.
So Jude now.
He's going to have to get moving. So
yeah.
He gets over the back.
Have to pump it in that direction. And still in the contest here. Puka tried to get it out. Got tackled by Morn. And over the boundary. So this second quarter, not too far away from a finish, you'd think. Just over 25 minutes gone on the Sportal scoreboard. As they hurl it in.
Yeah, it's a hold.
Absolutely, it's a hold. So they try to pass it back to Olds, and he does get it now. So the next goal in this game is crucial just for the momentum. Really, it's sitting even here at the moment. Tiller couldn't quite rip it away off the hands of Wilson, and we'll have another stoppage. So this game well and truly in the balance. We have a chance to thank the APFL partners as well. Viswater, Sports Power, Zorich Group, Sharon, Belgravia Apparel, Synergy Signs, Mango Inc., McCracken Ford Balaclava, and of course the Plains producer, doing a brilliant job sponsoring this league and making it possible as the Magpies get the ball back inside forward 50. Wilson just over his hands. And Rechke, who's been solid in defence, had plenty of the footy.
Done some really good things.
Oh, as King followed through there. That should be paid 25 there to Yelland. And it has been a yellow card there for Dale King, and I think deservedly so. Just unnecessarily just continued on with a fist, and he's going to be marched off the ground there. So Dale King will come off, and they'll get a bit of space here to clear.
Yeah, I'm not sure if our microphones pick up the noise from the Hummocks bench, but a few choice words. King, he plays the game on the edge. He's typically an aggressive, polarising character.
Yep.
If you're not on his team, you generally don't think the most of his approach to the game. But if you are, it's a bit like Bruzzy Maynard.
Yep, you know, absolutely polarising for sure.
Yeah,
yep.
But obviously they like the ball in his hands, and his combative approach can be a good thing, and I guess in that instance a negative for Hummocks. He's going to be off for the next 10 minutes, and looks like the first 10 minutes of this second half, which could be crucial.
Absolutely, to be crucial. He's a key player for the Mallala Magpies. So we go to half-time, really with this game exactly where it's supposed to be. 5-7-37, 5-8-38 to the Hummocks Eagles, with a 1 point advantage here at the moment, and an even ball game. We're going to go to a break. Second half coming right up here on Filming Footy. Welcome back to Balaclava Oval here. A beautiful spring day here. We're, of course, in mid-September, and these two sides going at each other. 5-7-37 to Mallala, 5-8-38 to Hummocks Watchman Eagles, and well, it's been a bit of an arm wrestle to start this one. My name's Lewis McKenna. We've got Darcy on the camera, and of course we've got Les Pearson, the reserves captain for Balaclava here at his home ground as well, calling some of the action. And we're speaking just off air about maybe who some of our best players have been in this game, and you're pretty firmly on one bloke.
Jack Eastlip, he stands to be the difference in this contest for Mallala. He had two really prime opportunities to put goals on in that quarter as well. Multiple clearances, multiple second efforts, multiple inside 50s. He's barely missed a target all day. And you're right, during half-time we were speaking about the influence of Olds, Clements, and even King, Slee has had a lot of across half-back. Yeah. So we've seen players have moments and have patches where they've been very, very good, but across the first half, certainly from Mallala's perspective, he has stood out for mine.
Absolutely. I circled a couple for Hummocks Watchman Eagles, of course, out in front by a point at the moment. James Daly, almost solely just because of that moment there in that second quarter, just ripped it out of Hamish Wildballs off of his boot and streamed inside forward 50 to kick one from the paint of 50. And then Cody Duncan, I think, in particular the first quarter, was just marking everything that was coming inside forward 50, converted on a goal as well. And Josh Studham was really busy right from the first minute of the game too. So there's a few in here. I think there's definitely an opportunity though in the second half for a few players to pick it up and come away with it. But these two sides absolutely cracking in at the moment.
Yeah, if we go through the list, like early on, Yelland was really good in defence. Joel Bates has worked great.
Done a lot.
Deep up forward, he's put some pressure on. He's kicked a goal. He's done some really good things. Reschke across the back line this week.
Yes, yeah.
For a young fella has had an impact. Really liked Cody Redpath and his work rate from half back and deep in defence, launching those forward forays for Hummocks as well. Also had his moments. We've seen the ruckman selling candy. We've seen hard hits. Of course, that moment of chaos that just before half time with King, which you see him off the ground for the first 10 minutes of this quarter.
Yep.
What impact will that have? Will that upset their structure? We know that Mallala's been going to King and Slee predominantly out of defence.
Yep.
You know, does that limit their channels out from defence?
Well, their rotation through the midfield as well. I know they like to rotate the likes of King through the midfield as well. They have Nauman who can go in there a little bit. Tippett will have a run in the midfield as well from time to time. So definitely leaves them a little thinner to start this. And the third quarter, they call it the premiership quarter for a reason in these important games. And well, this is a bit to unfold. They have met in the finals before as well, Les, and the last time they have met was the semi-final in 2019, of course, the victorious year for Hummocks Watchman, and they defeated Mallala by 19 points on this day. It just looks like it's going to come down to less than a goal. Yeah. It's not really stretched beyond that margin all afternoon.
And it looks like both teams are loading up sort of full strength in the middle. I'm also half-time of 4 Lions donuts as well. You wouldn't help me out. The cameraman wouldn't help me out. So I'm churning my way through and, shoulder to the grindstone. Here we go.
It. We're all working hard here, whether it's running up the wing, converting on goals, or eating donuts in the commentary box. We're all working hard. So Daly, shout out to Les Pearson, doing a brilliant job in commentary. Is right on cue. Bates, you mentioned him before, taking the mark and back inside forward 50 and finding the leading player out in front. And Harkness will get the handball off and back inside and a mark here.
Burns.
So Burns will get it. Positive ball movement here for the Hummocks Watchman Eagles once again. So Nathan Burns, only the 1 goal for the season.
I was just talking to his dad. He's a Cleve boy. His dad taught me in physical education at Cleve Area School. So we're just talking about the Eastern Rangers and their poor form, but he's an Eastern Rangers boy. Tough kick.
It is a really tough kick, but he's on the right side for the right footer to hurl around. Look how confident he is as well. Ooh. He had the arm up running away.
Yeah, he is not the first person to do that today, Lewis.
No, he's not.
We've been fooled before by that late fade from that very pocket.
Absolutely.
There's some sort of weather marvel going on in that particular space of the goals, where it just forces it to the
gravity
to the
falls
side.
that way. I don't know what it is, but he was as confident as you get from behind. So gets knocked down in front, and Wild Ball gets a handball underneath, gets it quickly back from Algar. Might have been a throw. Certainly the Hummocks bench thought it was. And a good pick up from Trevor.
Yeah, wonderful, one-handed.
Handball over the top. Heaslip has to go up against the taller body and gets intercepted. So Daly now moves it through hand. Taylor. And they've done this well, the Eagles. So Walker now inside forward 50. Waiting for the leakers. Out the back. Was in position A there, Kovacic. Bates just gets it on his boot and towards the boundary line. It's going to trickle over. So last touch here in favour of Riley Thorne for the Magpies.
Positive ball movement off the back flank from Hummocks. So chain of handballs, deep attacking kick.
And just through the hands there of Baker. Did tackle Taylor, so should be holding the ball and is. Good recovery off the missed mark. So just chip the ball a little wider to Olds. And keeps it moving down the line. Clements, those two have linked up numerous times here this afternoon. So Trevor gets intercepted and knocked down by Redpath. Gets the ball back though, Clements. Handballs it back towards the corridor, but picking it up there was Retschke, and Daly, a clean pick up off the ground. Marches out the back of the contest, and it's a good ball, but missed mark there. And quickly tackled down by Thorne. Maybe he should have gone rewarded, but good enough to get the handball out. Daly, and they're still with us, the Eagles. Inside forward 50 through Noddle, and a brilliant mark. Duncan in the right position once again. We'll get a set shot at goal, albeit a tricky one.
Daly's some crucial touches in that passage of play. The half volley, first of all, spotted up his man at half forward and grasped the mark. Very, very lucky not to get pinged, but he butted up. He got another handball or another crucial touch in that passage, and Noddle running through. Beautiful spot up. Very crucial kick here.
So tight spot along the boundary, outer side, to get the third quarter started here. On the right boot, tricky angle, puts it up towards goal, but through for a minor score. So second behind here of this third quarter on the Sportal scoreboard, and Hummocks the same way they started the second, just popping through a few behinds, not able to convert.
Yeah, well, the goal umpires gave us a ragged at half time. They wanted a shout out, and this goal umpire at this northern end has an interesting technique of signalling goals with an entire palm and utilising his other arm, which is a bit confusing. Pelzari at the other end, much more traditional.
So in the middle of the ground, Light did well to get the ground, got the handball away, but it was a dangerous one. And now Clements, handball over the top to Nauman. Nearly got smothered by his own man in Wild Ball. Pops it inside forward 50. Heaslip hunting it. Quinn McKay did well though, picking it up and moving it off through Taylor. Yelland breaking through the tackle. Redpath still not out of trouble though, the Eagles. They have to move it back. And Walker goes long. So still in a dangerous position here over the back. Clements got up early and Light did well.
He didn't move. He crashed into him. It was going to be a free kick anyway, but Light did not move.
He's a big man. So Kovacic, Daly. Kovacic once again. And they'll chip it out a little wider. They still move it through hand, breaking through, and now inside forward 50 once again. Duncan left wide open. Inside forward 50, and this one a little easier.
Yeah, the Mallala defence at 6s and 7s there. How did Duncan end up by himself 15, 20 out? I know it's a tight-ish angle.
Yeah.
But dangerous place to leave a very, very volatile player. Arguably the most dangerous forward on the ground.
Absolutely. It's definitely in this game. Had plenty of set shot opportunities. So this one, get a really good look at it here and sprays it out. In fact, it's not going to convert for a score at all. So not able to convert on their opportunities once again here, Hummocks. They're 5-10-40. So it did come off hand, so it'll be hurled back in.
They've had a number of big chances this quarter, unable to convert. Will this haunt them?
Had 5 straight behinds to start the second quarter as well, as Tippett's was shoved in the back. So he'll get it there. Braden Tippett, who won the reserves male medal last year, had a fair crack at the A grade this year. So they'll now go through the middle of the ground. Always a dangerous one. Coming across, Yellen sitting underneath that one, given the free kick.
Yeah, big one-on-one win against Heaslip, a quality opponent from Yellen.
So now quickly inside forward 50, and they do have another open player. Kovacic couldn't quite take the mark. And now looks as if it should be another stoppage here inside forward 50, and is. So This is a carbon copy of the second quarter, where they just kept bombing it inside forward 50. Couldn't get any. Well, they have had meaningful attempts at goal, but just not able to convert. As Hennessy on the paint of 50 now, and Nauman pops it out wider. Walker's going to beat them all to the ball. Has to stop and compose himself, and did well to break through the he-slip tackle. Chips the ball over the top, and Noddle takes the mark.
Thinking his way through this. Where's he going to bring the ball in?
So sees something he likes over the top, waiting for the leapers and taking the mark. So Brody Hocking kicked the first goal of the game, looks to play on, pop it to the top of the goal square. Jude floating across. Now this one, you write it in your book.
It's actually terrific vision from Hocking there, like to see Jude's lead is coming back towards goal on the fat side of the oval. He's put it on his chest, virtually uncontested, and gee, this has to go through, Lewis.
Absolutely it does, because I just wrote it down in my book. So Mitch Jude, he split the middle, and that is crucial. Are able to get a little bit of a buffer in this close game at Balaclava Oval on the Sportal scoreboard. Now moving out to a bit of an advantage here at the moment. 46 plays 37. It is just the 9-point lead, but it's a pretty significant one in this game at the moment, Les.
Yeah, 7 minutes gone in this first term. It's been inside 50 after inside 50 for Hummocks. The Mallala defence has been under the pump. We've seen Cody Duncan left by himself. Mitch Jude getting over the back unaccounted for. There's structural issues there that are opening up, and if it gets being pumped in there, they've got to keep getting exposed.
So Hennessy in the ruck, and Olds playing as the midfielder, as he can play just any position on the ground, not going anywhere. So Clement's underneath the pack.
Daly's had a telling influence at the start of this half as well.
Absolutely he has. Neither ruckman able to get to it. Daly's there once again. They'll hack it out of the contest and back inside forward 50. Sitting underneath it was Bateste, and now first to the footy this time. Pops it over towards goal. Just comes off the side of the boot though. Just hacking it off the ground is May. Nauman. Noddle couldn't quite pick it up and just composes himself and chips the ball into the corridor. Cale Olds gets there. Just comes out to the other side, and it's going to be a foot race to the ball. Trevor's there. Clever knock over the top, and Harrison Taylor now. Oh, sloppy bounce. Hit his chest. Stays with it though and broke through the Retschke tackle. Inside forward 50, leading up at the footy, Brad Wilson taking the mark.
He had every right to panic there, Harry Taylor. The ball, the bounce didn't suit, or whether he fumbled or took his eyes off it, but kept his cool, kept his composure, got around the player, and wonderful delivery inside 50. That's what you want, and Wilson, well within range here on his left foot, can really put a big dent in Hummocks' early dominance in this quarter.
This is only his second set shot opportunity here in this game. Has been a little quiet, we mentioned before, but puts this one on its way, just fades across through for a minor score. So back to 8 points on the Sportal scoreboard, and if he can start to put a stamp on this game, Les, that'll be a big one. But they've played well on him down there. Quinn McKay, I think, has spent a lot of time on him down there and hasn't given him too many opportunities. Prior to last week, it actually hadn't gone a game without kicking a goal since round 3. So, chip the ball out wider, and Jaden Jude will take the mark. And that's a good kick to Bateste.
He's been a factor, Bateste. His speed, he's been a link-up player through half forward.
And a solid mark taken there. Once again, Brody Hocking involved in the play. So inside forward 50 now. Dangerous ball out the back. Duncan's there. May's there. Nearly took the mark. Just have to be composed now. Baker did well. Oh, just left it a little long over the top. Harkness couldn't quite grab it. Studham from the boundary. Puts it close to goal. Duncan now sitting underneath this one. Just floats across. Verd's there. Snapping around his body. Couldn't quite get the purchase on it. Just goes straight up in the air. And now down in front, putting it towards goal, but Noddle just got shoved as he kicked it, so all the way out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, no left foot there for Noddle. He tried to get it around and fashion a check side on his right foot. Wasn't to be, the pressure was on, but again, Mallala couldn't get it out of the teeth of goal there. Where it's just pressure after pressure after And it's, again, moments like we've gone nearly 11 minutes now. Hummocks, another chance to put another blow against them and really and find a meaningful lead that neither side has found so far.
No, really the most meaningful was just streaming out of there from Brad Wilson earlier, but that was still a set shot from 45 metres out. So finding a deep entry inside forward 50 is important.
I meant meaningful margin, Lewis. Not
well, that's true. Yeah, there we go. Just lost in translation there between us two. But otherwise we've been perfect. Bates underneath the contest. Maybe a little bit of head contact there. But Yelland gets the handball out, but not to his teammates' advantage. And a brilliant tackle by Jude will allow him to go back inside forward 50. So, Jaden Jude. High ball inside. Duncan underneath it. Couldn't quite take the mark, and in fact it was May.
Eckerman, wasn't it? The 33? Who's 33?
Jack May.
Oh, it's Jack May, yeah. Terrific one-handed mark too, yeah.
So, Baker.
May has a much smaller head than Eckerman.
And Eckerman now with the ball in his hand. Nauman. A long ball over the top. One-on-one contest here. Wilson's there and he'll take the mark. I thought the first contact might have been off of Quinn McKay. And they're going to pay the mark. So
I think Quinn thought that too.
Yeah, it looked to the naked eye that it did, but Brad Wilson still putting himself into this contest now. Another set shot opportunity.
One of those moments where they're both sort of touching the ball at the same time.
Yeah.
It was hard to tell from here. We're on the other side of the oval, obviously, and but exceptional body work, and he's ended up with the footy. Can he finish?
This one a little closer to home. Has to kick it from about 40. Has the distance covered, no problem, but pulls it across to the other side this time. So they are bringing the margin back slowly. Still at 7 points on the Sportal scoreboard. So 46 plays 39. 6-10, 46, 5-9, 39. Both teams are left a bit to be desired in front of goal here this afternoon on what has been a perfect day. Sprayed off the boot though, and Mallala are going to get it back inside forward 50. So Harry Taylor marched over there. I think Algar wanted it, but he said, no, thank you very much, I'll take it. They do chip it inside, looking for Trevor. Verd was there and quickly set upon in a tackle. Thorne. So just inside the paint of 50, it'll be balled up.
The Hummocks have done remarkably well to get a neutral ball on 50 from that kick.
So knocked down, Studham. Sends it down the wing, bit of a grub of a kick. Bates sat underneath it courageously, gets knocked down in front. Slee moves it out. Trevor did well with the tacklers closing and now pops it up inside forward 50. Once again, players flying over the top when able to take the mark, and that's going to be holding the ball, I believe. So it is. Looks like Whittlesey's going to be the beneficiary and get a chance at goal.
Yeah, so Studham trying to make things happen, trying to have an influence. Maybe, a bit more than he could chew under the pressure of the pack, and they've caught him.
So Whittlesey getting his chance to play up forward a little bit more in this game. Only the one goal for the season. Has split the middle and he's pumped up as well. A crucial goal for the Magpies. Now just back to a 1 point ball game. 45 plays 46 on the Sportal scoreboard, and once again, I've said it before, but that scoreline just rings true to how this game's being played. Neither that team able to get on top.
Is there a wind factor to consider in this game? We look at the flags. Is it favouring that silo end?
Little bit.
Southern end, the right of screen if you're sitting at home or in your car watching on your phone, preferably not while you're driving, but there are
a little. Yeah, people do it.
So maybe there's a zephyr that way, but largely not a telling breeze. So yeah, this game at a 1 point margin at this point.
It's definitely a gentle breeze blowing in that direction, so it could be a 1 goal breeze. As Tippett out of mid-air, and it's going to go all the way over the boundary. So last kick going the way here of the Eagles. Cooper Retschke going to go and collect the footy.
So Hummocks trying to set up a switch behind the play here. I don't think they're going to get it. Taylor's deeper in defence. They're probably likely to go up the line from there.
So this game, obviously an arm wrestle, and one team that will be well and truly enjoying that is the Two Wells Roosters, looking for their 5th premiership in a row next week against the winner of this game as Duncan gets the free kick. Received a bit of a push in the back there on the marking attempt.
So we saw Harkness sneak on the ground for Light. He snuck on unopposed. Now, the kick is a bit shallow of where he is on the ground at the moment, with Mallala dropping back. So if a kick comes in here quickly, you'd expect Mallala to be able to rebound it out pretty quick.
So handball over from Nauman. Eckerman quickly tackled by Yellen. So 16 and a half minutes gone in this third quarter. Neither team... Yeah, so King is back on. So, of course, went off late in the last few seconds of the second quarter with a yellow card. So Tippett will now chip it over to King. Just come through with a little bit of a late fist in a marking contest. And chips it all the way across. And sitting underneath it was Baker. Did well with closing defender. A little bit of energy just taken out of this game. So both these teams compose themselves and get ready for the finish. Wilson just knocks it out of midair, but Eagles have the numbers. Yelland. Handball over the top. Mitch Jude will now come to a one-on-one. Thorne in the best position. Good mark taken. Had himself in the right position, was able to hang on. And a chipping ball. Good voice there from Toby Morn, as looks as if there's going to be... Gee, so umpire said he has to come back over his mark, but I thought he marked the footy. I thought he could play on from any position, but there we go.
Yeah, interesting call. It was looking to impart speed on the ball there and catch the Hummocks defence napping. Now they've had time to set up, fill up those leading lanes.
So Morn has King short, but decides not to go there. He's going to go a little longer inside forward 50. Falling across was Mitch Jude. Gets it on the second attempt. Kovacic now clears defensive 50. And taking the mark once again, Morn did well to work his way across to the contest. Chips all the way across, and Eckerman now 60 from home. And now drops one inside forward 50. Waiting for the lead and getting it. Troy Algar back into the side this week. We'll get a set shot from right in front.
Gee, this is for the lead too. I think about 12 minutes into this first term, Hummocks had multiple inside 50s to very little the other way, and Mallala have wrestled control back, and yeah, looks set to take a lead at least draw level.
Troy Algar straight in front, happy with his kick because he puts it through the middle, and they get the lead back, as you mentioned, Les. A really important goal there from Mallala on the Sportal scoreboard, now in front by 5 points. And this game just keeps ebbing and flowing. 46 plays 51.
Yeah, so Toby Morn takes that footy in a wide a wide area of the ground. The centering ball to Eckerman is crucial to that whole setup of the goal. Eckerman able to find Algar on the lead in the end, but it opens up the entire 50 to your forwards, and players like Algar, lead up types, really benefit from having that the wide range of options to lead up into.
So back in the middle once again, Hummocks will want to respond, and they get it quickly out of the middle. So walking his way up to the footy now, gets there first, chased down by Thorne. One-on-one contest here, eventually won by the boundary. So held back in by a boundary umpire out there. On a beautiful day here at Balaclava, couldn't have asked for better weather. Top of 19 degrees. There's Harkness on his boot in the ruck, just pops it up. Tiller, they eventually get it out. Olds, they turn it over now. Kovacic inside forward 50. Eckerman's in the right position here to float back. Jack May over the top, couldn't bring it down. The Magpies now through Eckerman. Tiller will go long down the line. Retschke in the right spot to take the intercept mark. Look to switch it right across. And it's a dangerous ball. Mitch Jude in the right spot, but gets knocked down to the ground, and Trevor pokes it out in front. Now just leading his way up at the footy and eventually picking it up. Sean Light, Mitch Jude dragging him to the ground.
Now Sean Light's effort there to cover off and lay the tackle for a man his age and size. He was absolutely motoring. A terrific effort from the ruckman.
Absolutely he was. Jude out the back of the contest. Clements first there, slips over, gets it off to Jesse Trevor. And a 1-2 with Heaslip quickly on his boot. Light did well there to hold him up though. Whittlesey just gets a kick out the back, and Retschke now.
Oh.
Dangerous handball to the ground. Clements now ripping his way through, bursting through a tackle. Just picked up a couple here as Heaslip ripped down, called for holding the ball.
We haven't seen much of him this quarter, Heaslip.
No.
He's been much quieter, whether they've sent someone to him to keep checks on him, but he hasn't had the influence he's had. In saying that, Mallala have stepped up in other areas of the ground, and that's a dangerous kick.
Dangerous kick, Taylor in front, and now Baker ripping his way through. Tippett, handball over the top. Didn't really have anyone to go to though, as Retschke now picks it up for the Eagles. Ragged to the ground by Whittlesey, so just the pressure for both sides has picked up the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, he's done a lot of good things today, Retschke, but deer in the headlights there with the footy in his hands. Had to do something, but just didn't look like he had a lot of options.
So Retschke stands at the paint of 50. Whittlesey drops it inside, and wasn't really a kick to advantage. Wilson just has to pop it on the boot quickly, and was really never on line. Through for another minor score. So the third behind of this third quarter for Brad Wilson, as they now go in front by a goal.
It's so hard to call a winner from this point. You can't say with any confidence that either side has had a great amount of control of any major period of this contest. You'd argue that for longer periods, Hummocks have had the ascendancy, but for all that ascendancy, Mallala lead by a goal, and it looks like an injury coming.
It is. There's an injury coming off. Can't quite see exactly who it is coming off the ground.
James Fraser, I reckon.
Yeah. Bailey James Fraser. So he's coming off. So over the top, Walker, long down the line, out the back, another intercept mark taken here. Charlie Baker. So been impressed with Charlie Baker here today. He's been good.
And it had, after that first term, and he did some good things in that first term, but his influence on the contest has been much more improved in the second and third.
A tip it long down the line. Sean Light's been brilliant as well. Handball.
More dodging and weaving from the ruckman.
Absolutely, he can do it with the best of them. Long ball inside, and once again another intercept mark taken. So Charlie Baker certainly putting his hands up maybe for a pair of Archie Songs if Mallala are able to get up front by a goal here at the moment.
If you absolutely cook him with the handshake, I will laugh my head off. It would be the moment of the year.
So they retreat Olds and Eckerman. They chip it right across. So nearly 24 minutes gone in this third quarter. The game, as far as momentum or picking a winner like you mentioned a moment ago, has really gone nowhere. Mallala have probably had a little bit of a better quarter, marginally, as Taylor through the middle of the ground. Dangerous ball, and wasn't a good kick in the end as it's cut off by Burns. So he'll look to play on. He'll come all the way to the outer side, and it was a really good kick in the end.
Very well weighted.
Hocking will go back into the middle of the ground, and another good kick.
So late in the third term, Hocking's showing signs of cramp too, which is concerning.
The Yelland inside forward 50. Brilliant ball movement here from the Eagles, and it's going to be Kovacic taking the mark, I believe. So he'll get a set shot in front of goals. Come up a bit sore. We actually saw him quite sore there in that second quarter, as you pointed out, Les. So maybe carrying something here, Jamie Kovacic, the league's leading goal scorer. Yet to kick a goal in this game, surprisingly so. There has been lone goal scorers for both sides. So this one, to level it up, has to kick it from about 40 to 45 metres. Puts a boot through it. Looks as if it's just fading through for a minor score. So once again, both these sides, I think particularly Hummocks, have given away a lot of opportunities in front of goal.
Yeah, how crucial they are, those opportunities. Yelland's ball use today has been much better than it was in that first semi-final.
Yep.
Off of that half-back flank. Really impressed with him by hand and foot.
Comes out the back of the contest, beats all of them, and breaking through now. Noddle going inside forward 50, but couldn't quite weight the kick correctly, and they'll retreat here, the Magpies. A little too strong for Heaslip. Pops up perfectly for Eckerman, but Puka now trying to break through, gets caught high. So free kick being paid here to the Eagles. There's siren sounds, a little too far from home. Looks as if he's going to give it a go anyway, and doesn't even get a half the distance, I don't think. So that brings us... That's right. Mark it down on your super coach. So Mallala take a 5-point advantage here into the final quarter. Don't go anywhere. I'm sure you won't if you're watching at home. No reason to go anywhere at the moment with a 5-point ball game. You're watching live and filming footy. Welcome back to Balaclava Oval. Fourth quarter coming right up of this huge matchup between these two sides of what's been an arm wrestle all afternoon Mallala getting the advantage there in the third quarter, now up by 5 points, 52-47 on the Sportal scoreboard. But really, these two sides yet to be separated. My name's Lewis McKenna, we've got Darcy on the camera and Les Pearson in the special comments seat as well, mate. And just speaking about it a bit at the moment, we were talking about, or fantasising about what we want out of this game. We expect that it's not really going to extend beyond this margin too much.
No, it's been that way from the very first bounce. We know that there's going to be a clutch moment or two here, Lewis. You've promised us some magic, so let's see where it comes in the next 30 minutes or so.
I feel it. So out of the middle, Noddle. As he slip. Maybe he's got to have a big fourth quarter for the Magpies to get him up. Thorne will move out wider, and it's a good kick in the end. Looking to quickly play on, though, is Baker. Had a brilliant third quarter. King being chased down by Light will pop it on his boot, and Tippett sitting underneath it, taking the mark inside forward 50. So
Wilson's all by himself.
Yeah, initially doesn't look confident and pops it into Wilson. And this is the spot where Brad Wilson will want him. And disappointing there for Hummocks Watchman defence to allow Wilson that much space.
Yeah, his opponent got drawn into the contest prior, so Wilson able to sag out the back, put a lead on, and Tippett correctly lowered the eyes and hit him up.
So, very minor angle. We'll have to kick it from about 40 metres. Distance won't be a problem for him at all. It's just all about the accuracy to try and extend this margin. It's going close. I think he snuck it through. A crucial goal to start this fourth quarter for the Magpies. They go out by 11 points. It's their first double-digit lead of the game on the Sportal scoreboard as well. So 58-47. And another goal put through there for Wilson. So, in fact, his first of the afternoon after kicking 3 behinds in the third.
Yeah, I think he might have even missed one in the first quarter, that disastrous turnover from the kick-in as well. So, vital for his confidence to get on the board. We just saw Cody Redpath coming off for Hummocks. It looked like he had an arm injury or a wrist injury, which is of concern. He's been very, very important for them today.
So, they have kicked goals in quick succession in this game, the Eagles. Daly moves it through hands and quickly back inside forward 50 through Studham. Out the back of the contest, Kovacic and Duncan are there. They're dangerous forwards. Duncan does well to pick it up, but boundary line beats them all. Goes to show how quickly they can get it out of the midfield. I have been impressed with Hummocks midfielders, and especially out of the centre clearance there. Daly's been dominant. It's just converting in these opportunities. So knocking it down in front was Harkness, and now the Magpies clear, but Daly's there once again with a bit of room. Will dob a ball inside forward 50, and easily taking the mark is Morn.
It wasn't what he was looking for, was it? It looked like just two Mallala blokes lined up to receive that. I think he was looking further inboard.
So Toby Morn out of defence has been pretty handy this afternoon. It's a good kick to Olds. It's good positioning in front of his opposition captain in Daly. We'll chip a ball over the top and find Tiller. So the Magpies look a little bit more calculated with the way they're going about things here. Taylor out the back takes a good mark with Yellen closing. Still a bit far from home. Man on the mark about 50 metres, so pops one back inside forward 50. Hennessy leading out of the goal square. Takes a mark 30 metres out straight in front.
That's just like masterclass of using your frame to protect the space where the ball's going. So the kick in from Taylor was superb. It gave Hennessy an opportunity to just block the space. The player behind him, the defender, couldn't get around him, and he's just able to, in the end, just ease it onto his chest and regulation shot here.
So straight in front here for Hennessy. And he split the middle. Brilliant start here in the fourth quarter for the Magpies. He puts through a goal, and that is a game-high margin of 17 points. They've quickly turned it around. Hummocks have led for most of this game, but now out in front, 64-47 on the Sportal scoreboard.
Yeah, we're looking for a close contest in this last quarter, but Mallala's very, very come in the box very quickly. Very disappointed with the effort of Hummocks to allow repeated link-up plays over that outer wing. It looked like Olds first of all, then an easy pass to Tiller, who was able to run around unchecked. Great mark by Taylor, great kick by Taylor.
And just the leading patterns straight out of the, well, not even a pattern, just straight out of the square. And like you said, protecting the drop of the ball with your body perfectly. So they get the free kick though out of the middle here, the Eagles. They must respond now. They pop it over the top and a perfectly weighted kick to Mitch Jude. So a little too far from home. Has to pop one inside forward 50. Duncan jumping up at the footy. Got first hands to it, but dropped down in front. Thorne now composes himself well. Tiller. So he'll chip it all the way out. Baker has to get it on the bounce. Has to try and beat Walker. Handballed it out in front of himself, going close to the boundary and eventually rolling over. So it should have come off hands, and it should be last touch here to the Eagles, because it was a handball, as the umpires have a conversation about it. So still trying to work out what they're going to do. They're going to hurl it back in. I thought that was a handball there out of that contest, Les, but...
Not too much remonstration from Hummocks. Interestingly, if we go back to that set of bounce, the free kick, it looked like it was King coming off the forward flank by the way his opponent was clapping at him to give up that initial centre clearance. Not a time for ill discipline with your team up by 3 goals.
So diving down and taking a crucial mark is Yelland. Moves it back through Jude. Dangerous ball into the corridor and intercepted by Trevor. Pops it back inside and Mallala have the numbers. Taylor backs himself. An awkward little kick there to King. Has to compose himself now. Snapping around the body. That's a big one. Through the big 6 for Dale King. And all of a sudden, they're out by nearly 4 goals. It's a 23-point margin to the Magpies.
He was there for a long time, King. I wondered if Taylor was going to see him. I wondered if Taylor was going to use him. In the end, he's opted for a kick
where it should have been a handball. Yeah.
Which, in the end, it's worked out fine. Hummocks, the ball through the centre from Jude, it's been cut off by Trevor. Was it there? Was it on? Don't know. It is a game where you've got to roll the dice and try these things.
So they'll be a bit worried now on the Hummocks bench. They've been in this game the whole time, and just a few minutes here for the Magpies has got them on top. He slipped streaming out of the middle of the ground. Algar couldn't control it. Retschke, Algar still with it though, gets it on his boot into a dangerous position once again. Bodies crashing to the floor. I think they ran into each other there, so umpire lets it go. Comes out the back, and the Eagles now through hands. Jude will chip the ball across through hand and streaming out confidently. They do get it on the boot. Mitch Jude couldn't take the mark. Gets it on the second attempt. Trevor just getting him to ground. So just inside the boundary here, it'll be ball back up.
Yeah, I think Hummocks very lucky to get away without a free kick there. It looked like the defender had gone straight for Wilson in that marking contest and taken the body. You're right, they did kind of run into each other maybe, and that's what saved him. Well, so, that player looks like he's done a finger, or he's...
Yeah, I think there's something rough there on the outer side, and so Trevor, he's coughing it. I think he's bleeding from the hand, and he'll have to come off. And he's still coughing it from the Hummocks bench.
They're unsympathetic. What? Now we're going to get a good look at it as he comes past us. Oh, it's desiccated. He's got a desiccated finger.
He's got it.
They shouldn't stop the game for this.
So he's got a desiccated finger and he is coughing it from the Hummocks bench.
He's still showing people.
that is country footy at its best. So
has he not seen a desiccated finger before?
So tip it inside forward 50 and a mark taken here in defence by Taylor. Wilson thought there was a bit of illegal contact there, remonstrating with the umpires as they move it out through hand. Yelland. So the Eagles must respond in the next couple minutes. Retschke did well to hold on to it with the Taylor closing. Oh, and a risky play on there. Jude through the middle of the ground. Over the top and gets knocked down in front. Tiller there underneath the contest and unable to go anywhere on the paint of, just inside the paint of 50 here for the Eagles. So the rucks, Studham and Olds. Noddle gets it out of the ruck contest, pops it up high, but Thorne left unmanned.
Yeah, that's not what they need at this point in the game. These turned over, rushed kicks that are going inside 50. There needs to be more control, put on the ball. They've had periods of dominance. They need to find that structure again.
I'm wondering if Coach Ryan Padgett of the Mallala Magpies has maybe floated one back there in defence just to maybe put a bit of safety on this game. Of course, up by 23 points now. So they chip it across, another dangerous ball. Falls out the back. Tiller, good contest there. Won in the end by Bates. Handball over the top to Mitch Jude. Has to compose himself in towards goal. And I think he might have just sprayed it out to the right. So through for a minor score. Missed opportunity there for the Eagles. 22 points the difference now on the Sportal scoreboard.
The good news for young Trevor there is he should be able to be right for next week if they get through this game. The finger, bit of strapping in there. He should be back next week if they're playing.
Long off season to rest that. Big game coming up next week against Two Wells if they are to win. This game still well and truly in the balance.
A clever kick.
That is a brilliant kick over the top. Well executed. Had to be perfect. Couldn't spray it a metre to the left because it would have been out of bounds. As Wild Boar now goes towards the paint of 50. Wasn't to the advantage there of Wilson. Light was taken off the footy without having it. And Nauman wrapped up by Taylor. So
don't think he expected that ball to come through the pack the way it did. It hit him low on the body. A marking opportunity.
So Light and Hennessy. As he just headbutts his way through the contest as Hennessy. I think there's a bit of a late whistle on the play here. So that was interesting there from Hennessy. Just shoulder charged.
What's going on? It's going against.
That should have been a free against Hennessy, no doubt about it. We love the umpires, but that should have been a free. So inside forward 50, and a good mark taken by Retschke, who's been brilliant in defence. The youngster.
Yeah, they found some contributors. They found some players, Hummocks, in this game. He's one of them.
Just missed the kick.
Bates's game across half forward has also been exceptional.
So they'll chip it across. Retschke, just waited for it a little bit, and Morn picks it off, rolling inside forward 50. This will be huge if he can put it through. That is a huge goal. That might just do it here for Mallala. They have come storming out of the break at three-quarter time, and they now take a 28-point lead.
What have I done, Lewis? I have just absolutely put the young fella in the commentator's curse box. I pumped him up. He scrubbed the first kick and worked hard to go get a second touch. Fluffed it, and Toby Morn, you don't give him two opportunities. He's a great ball user across the back line, but that conversion there was a finish of a player with plenty of class.
Well, we've had 17 goals in this game, not a single player with multiple goals. So it goes to show the wide spread of talent across this game. But Mallala have been composed here in the final quarter. And they look to come out of the middle once again through Olds inside, towards forward 50. One-on-one contest between Jude and Heaslip, and on the corner of the square it's going to be held up once again.
There's probably a comment I was going to make before. Olds' contribution over 4 quarters today. They've had players play halves or quarters.
Hasn't let up once.
No, he's been terrific across the duration and influential.
So Daly goes long towards the paint of 50. Both players knock it down in front and trying to rip through the contest there. Whistle's been blown here.
He's just the ball up.
Yeah, maybe just the ball up. Did get the handball out eventually, Verd, but a little too late.
Crucial tackle from the Mallala defence with Hummocks players streaming past in on goal.
So Olds knocks it straight down into the lap of King. Moves it out wider to Slee. And a good chipping ball up to Heaslip. Well executed out of the back line there for Mallala. So Heaslip just decides to tidy up the hair as well while he's at it. Chips the ball to Nauman.
Best to do it while he still can, because I don't think the family genes are very good in terms of the feathers department, and he'll be seeing signs already.
So chips the ball over the top. Oh, and brilliant work by Hennessy to get to the front.
He's been shifted forward, hasn't he? And he's been influential in his attack, and
there's a good kick going inside forward 50, beats them all, comes out the back of the contest. Kovacic now, light, does well with his hands, and Taylor now. It's a good kick, Studham. They really have to get going here. They need a miracle, but Olds just with all the room, can't be given that much space. Clements takes an uncontested mark.
So Studham turns onto his right foot, it's not there. He breaks onto his left, but he's not balanced, and he scrubs the kick.
So Heaslip chips it out wider. Taylor now with a bit of space towards goal. Splits the middle. We've seen him fade across. We've seen him fade across. This time he puts it through. So Harrison Taylor in for a goal, and he does become the first multiple goal scorer of this game. And that is all she wrote here. Basically up by 34 points here on the Sportal scoreboard.
Yeah, good finish. I mean, they gave the ball back, Hummocks across half back with that kick from Studham, and Tiller gets on the end of one, and they bring it inside 50. It just looks like they have plenty of time and space, far too much, and Hummocks aren't finding much when the questions are being asked here.
Well, they've lost their structure, and you can see that with Olds. He was left all alone in the back. They've lost all their structure here in the fourth quarter. They've of course had to throw caution to the wind when they were down by a few goals, but now with the game out of reach, it's a bit tricky for them, of course, with their season looking like it may be over. But handball now, Taylor, fresh after his second goal, back inside forward 50. Algar breaking his way through, back to Nauman, towards goal once again, but not quite getting there as Retschke takes the mark and just burns the kick once again, but they're going to stay with it here, the Eagles. Redpath does well to move it back through Walker. Down on the wing and just sprays the kick out a little wider. Noddles there, but eventually over the boundary line. So definitely as this quarter rolls on, we've probably got another 10 or so minutes left in this one. Les, we'll have to talk about our Archie Thongs player of the game, of course. You mentioned Cale Old certainly has been consistent across the whole contest. It's been hard. Usually, there's been a lot of key contributors for both sides, and of course it's got to be someone from the Magpies as Heaslip is taken down.
Well, there's still, we're still halfway through. There is still hope for Hummocks, but they need to start changing something. The way they're moving the ball, the way they're panicking, it's unlike what they've done in the first three quarters, and whether that's pressure from Mallala or whether there's personnel issues out there. Mallala have just got a grip on this one, and it looks like they're going to be heading into another grand final.
Wilson gets it out of the back, off the kick from Thorne. Nauman now has to decide what he wants to do. Wants to go over the top to tip it. Retschke sitting underneath it, drew some high contact. So he has grubbed a few kicks here in the second half, Retschke, but his decision-making, his positioning has been quite good. So a kick over the top to Jude. So getting barked at from all directions. So opts to go with the captain in Daly.
Player on through the middle.
They have to take it on. They do go through the middle. Noddle couldn't take the mark. Baker, though, whipped to the ground after losing the ball, and rightfully so, should be a free kick.
One of those ones that can attract a free or they can attract a card. I think they're pretty lenient here.
Kept them in their sock. So they flick it around. Olds just easily dobs it inside forward 50 to Nauman, who will go back and take a set shot at goal, and fairly tight angle here on the outer side.
If you're a Mallala supporter, you're really thoroughly enjoying this final passage of play. They were challenged for the best part of three quarters, if not all of them, and they're thoroughly dominant in this last quarter. It just wasn't what we were hoping for from a neutral perspective.
So Nauman towards goal, puts it through for a minor score. So in front now by 35 points, which is amazing considering how this game was going through three quarters. Neither side really since the first quarter was able to get into a double-digit margin. And in fact, it was Hummocks leading most of the time. And they've broken the game open here in the fourth. And taken down. So a little bit of a story of this last quarter here. They've had to take the game on, as did Tate Noddle there, and chase down well. So back inside forward 50. Wilson leading up at the footy. Quinn McKay still has had a good game against him. Move it out a little bit wider. Baker towards goal and thumps into the post.
Another one who, 3 quarters or so, Charlie Baker had some exceptional moments.
Yeah, been really good. So Studham.
You just wonder where this game would have been at had they taken some chances when they had those periods of dominance, particularly through that second term.
Well, start of the second, start of the third, they had majority of the inside 50s the Eagles. They just couldn't convert on their opportunities. They had 5 straight behinds to start the second quarter, 3 straight behinds to start the third quarter. So, and of course on the Sportal scoreboard, they're 6-12 now, whereas Mallala have evened it up to 12-12. So it's pretty telling.
Yeah, if we go back to watch the replay, which I'm sure you do, and when you're doing this sort of post-season analysis, those crucial moments in front of goal. Where we're asking, will this hurt them? I think it has. The pressure hasn't been applied for as long as it needed to be. And,
Definitely.
Mallala's running away with it.
They come out with the pressure, kicking the first 2 goals of the game inside the first couple minutes, as well as Heaslip just composes himself now, waits for them all to arrive, grabs it off the boot. So now they're able to clear through Bates over the top, and mark to be taken by Hocking. Has a handball in the corridor and goes there now, but has some defence closing, so they chip it out wide of Mitch Jude.
So he started really well, Hocking. He did some really good things early in that first half.
So gets it back here, Hocking. Yeah, kicked the first goal of the game. So of course we've got 4 games next week at Mallala.
1-on-2, a 1-on-3. It was a strange kick.
It is a strange kick. They are looking for Duncan, who no doubt is probably the best contested mark on the field, but even for him that was too tricky. So 4 games next week. Really excited for that. We're going to be showing all of them on Filming Footy as they earn it the Magpies, and they go back inside forward 50 here, the Eagles. Tiller couldn't quite take the mark. Studham's there. And now breaking through, gets the handball back. Yelland pops a looping ball inside forward 50, but once again not to anyone's advantage but Jack May.
Solid Jack May.
Oh, it's intercepted here, Verd. Gets it back, has to snap around his body, doesn't quite get good purchase on it, and fades across out of bounds. So the Maggies will get it back. So this game just sauntering to a close now. It's been good here in the fourth quarter, Mallala. It is a shame, especially from a commentator's point of view, when you call games and the final score doesn't paint a picture of exactly what happened. But credit to Mallala, they deserve this win with the way they've played here in the last quarter.
Well, when the game was there to be won, they just found answers that they needed to, and that's finals footy ultimately. And they'll have plenty of lessons to learn from last week as well, coming into a grand final against a highly talented opponent.
Absolutely, they'll still go in as underdogs as Hocking comes over the top, try to take a specky. Tiller tackling him to the ground without it, and he'll go over the boundary to hurl back in. So Mallala, of course, coming off a 63-point loss to Two Wells last week. It must be said, a few weeks prior, or about a month prior, they only lost by 2 goals to Two Wells, so they can take it up to them. Of course, Two Wells undefeated, so it's going to take a little bit of a miracle, really, for them to get the premiership, but who knows, the sort of footy they've played here in the last quarter, they come out like they have in this last quarter, who knows what will happen, Les?
Yeah, I think you've got to look at it and go, okay, well, Jack Heaslip had a really good first half, but faded out maybe the second half and didn't have as much influence on the contest. So you say, okay, well, they're still going to win the game, and they're going to win it quite comfortably in the end, without their superstar midfielders, their prime rollers having massive games. So there's upside. There's more improvement in this Mallala team to be found. If they can find it on the day, or whether Two Wells allows them to find it, that's another story.
If they can string together 4 quarters, that'll be the question. They'll just want to get the win finished here this afternoon as King, with a bit of room inside forward 50, pops it up towards the goal square. Retschke against Whittlesey. Whittlesey just pops it on the boot and across the face through for a minor score. So another behind on the Sportal scoreboard. So 85 plays 48.
You just wonder whether there could have been something done structurally in this final term to alter what was happening in front of us, or whether Mallala's overall sort of use was just irresistible to the point where there was no stopping it.
So Yelland chips it across to Jude.
Very good, Yelland, from the first bounce.
Absolutely has. Studham ripped down by his jumper, so Taylor just catching him a little bit high. Daly has to shield off the sun and left a bit too much to do. Burns, though, with a bit of room, goes through the centre square and pops one inside forward 50. So, Tate Noddle now will get a set shot opportunity. We'll have to kick it about 45 to 50 metres, but a rare one in this fourth quarter for the Eagles.
Think about those opportunities that Tate Noddle created too early on, kickable by his standards.
And has kicked it, so a good goal there for Tate Noddle, the first of the fourth quarter there for Hummocks, and they put it through to make it 54 to 85 here in the final quarter. Mallala out in front by 31 points on the Sportal scoreboard. And one last time to thank our sponsors, our stream partners, Dartfish, Sportal, of course, the scoreboard, Classic Clashes, filming footy, Archie's, a pair of Archies going to the player of the game in a moment as well, so don't go anywhere. Custom by ORTC, High Five e-bikes and Kimberley Accommodation Group. Doing a brilliant job sponsoring the stream, of course, and to all of APFL's partners as well.
Yeah, so where to for Hummocks from here? I mean, they don't have a lot of players that are on the cusp of retirement or stepping down, so there's again, scope for improvement. Not a lot of kids playing in this particular contest, although we highlighted Reschke, we highlighted young Bates, who have been very, very good in this particular contest. So, you know, a few recruits in the off-season, and you'd expect them to be finals bound again in 2026, which is really positive, especially under the leadership of a great local like Justin Cigalella.
Absolutely. They can certainly hold their head high. They got off to a bit of a... Well, they got off to a good start in... He's looking to give it a go here, Mitch Jude. He's looking to waste no time. But they got off to a interesting start. They had not probably the finish to the season they probably wanted, as Jude pops it up towards goal and it fades across through for a minor score. So if they can string together a consistent season, maybe break into the top two next year, then who knows what will happen for this side.
Yeah, conversely, the opposite's also true for Mallala. I mean, if they're going to break into the top two, these are the types of teams they're going to have to beat. And so overall, it's going to be a good experience for them and this group to learn from in the off-season.
So out the back of the contest, Tiller, Baker breaking his way through.
Yeah, great.
Been a fantastic player here this afternoon. Daly comes out the back of the contest. So Yelland just walking backwards here at the moment. We've retreated about 20 metres off of the Baker pressure and eventually handballs over the top to Daly. An extra ball inside forward 50. Studham gets tackled by May and taken down without it. So, but in fact called for dropping the ball. So Jack May gets the free kick. So he'll chip it short to Thorne.
It's way over there. I wasn't sure which way that was going.
I think the umpire did point both ways, but I was pretty confident it should have been holding the ball. So now out to the wing, close to the boundary here as Daly gets wrapped up. And one last time to thank the APFL partners as well: Vizwater, Sports Powers, Orich Group, Sharon, Belgravia Apparel, Synergy Signs, Mango Inc., McCracken Ford, Balaclava and the Plains Producer. Thank you for, of course, doing all you do for the Adelaide Plains Footy League and making brilliant afternoons like this possible. The fans at the grounds through 3 weeks of the final series for the APFL have been awesome as it goes over the boundary. But
it's good golf weather, Lewis. Have you had a hit here yet?
Unfortunately, I was on long service leave. I'm no longer, so the time is a bit tricky. I would love to come up to Balaclava. I have been to Balaclava Golf Course plenty of times. It's a brilliant golf course up here, so if you can get to the area, it's brilliant here. As there's the siren. Mallala get the win. They'll go back to the grand final. Up by 30 points in the end, 12-13-85 to 7-13-55, and doesn't paint the picture properly, really, does it? But Mallala deserved that win in the end.
Yeah, the last quarter, I mean, we spoke about a moment being a clutch moment, a moment where a team will take control of the contest, but it didn't really emerge in one particular moment, but perhaps a period. In the first 5 to 10 minutes of that term, it was bang, 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 inside 50, goal, 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 suddenly it was a 3-goal margin, 4-goal margin, and it was going to be a very, very tough prospect for Hummocks to get back into it from there. So, I mean, credit to both sides for a wonderful contest, especially after three-quarter time. We were treated to some fine footy, but yeah, ultimately far too strong when it mattered in that last stanza.
Absolutely. Well, that brings us to the end of our preliminary final coverage, at least the game. We've, of course, got a interview coming up with the player of the game, and I'll quickly throw it to you, Les. I always like to let our special commentators pick exactly who we're going to go with. I know we spoke about Cale Olds. Is that who we're staying with?
Well, look, honestly, Lewis, you've seen enough of these games to take leadership in this one. I think we discussed it at length. Long enough to I wouldn't be unhappy with Cale or
Charlie Baker really stood up at moments.
He just did some really good things. Probably anywhere probably between those two.
Yeah.
To look at in terms of their consistency across the three quarters.
Maybe chatting to their captain is the right thing to do. So we'll go and get Cale Olds in a moment, the Archie Songs player of the game. Don't go anywhere, folks. Interview coming right up. We're here with the player of the game, of course, winning the Archie Songs and the beanie as well. Cale Olds, he's the captain of the Mallala Footy Club. They got the win by 30 points and you're into another grand final, mate.
Yeah, it was back and forth for a fair while. Not playing our best footy in the first, definitely first quarter, but especially last week. So no, we're just happy to get through and give ourselves another lead. Just get in there. You're always a shot when you're in there. So it's good to get it done.
Yeah, you're right. It was an arm wrestle, wasn't it? For three quarters, really, the margin didn't get out beyond 10 points at any point. And then the fourth quarter starts. What did you talk about at three-quarter time? Because obviously worked. You got out by 36 points at one point.
Yeah, no, it was I felt mostly skills. Like I feel like especially parts of the game we had so much of the ball and just couldn't hit the skills that we normally hit. Just started breaking lines after we hitting those skills and giving ourselves an actual shot up forward instead of sort of fumbling around with it. So no, it was once we sort of got that click in and sort of got our legs away a bit. No, we felt like we were on top.
Absolutely. I'm not really popular with him, but Jack Heaslip, he was one that was really good. Of course, I burnt him with a handshake a few weeks ago, but he was really good. Honestly, I thought he had these thongs in his hands. I think he'll be happy that he's not back up here, but he was really good throughout the game. I think he's been fantastic this season.
No, there's been a few things thrown around in group chats about that missed handshake, but. No, he's been unbelievable, especially running into that midfield. He's been backman the last couple of years, and just very slippery through the midfield. And once you get when he kicks straight, he's electric for us.
Absolutely. Well, next week, of course, you take on Two Wells, who it's going to be a challenging game for you. Of course, you lost by 63 last week, but you know you can take it up to them.
No, I think we just got to have our mindset right. I think we went into that a bit defeated before it even happened, and sort of expected to play this week. So. no, you just got to give yourself a shot, and you can't do much more than that.
No worries, we'll get the handshake right this time, mate. Well done, player of the game.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you. Well, thanks, footy fans, and thanks, APFL fans. What a brilliant afternoon here it is at Balaclava. We, of course, have the grand final next week, where we're going to have all 4 games streamed for you, starting with the under-14s through to the 17s and the reserves, and, of course, the A-grade game. Well, of course, come back next week for that one. We're going to start the stream from 9:30 a.m. And, well, brilliant having you here at Balaclava with a beautiful afternoon. Mallala getting the win by 30 points.